me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had.
Yeah, I got 12 minutes. I can download in 12 minutes. Fucking.
Let me know when. Hello.
Well, IFAR Daytona. 250 miles of pure, oh my gosh, they're wrecking on the front straight. Holy, what a shot.
It's the IFAR 250. I'm trying to start this, but I see I have Alex screaming in my ear. I'm gonna wait for him to stop.
Okay. I can't hear him.
We have. This is a horrible start, Zach. We have fumbled this immediately.
Well, I mean, we did it in Gnarl as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you
Alright,
restart.
but anyway, for real this time. Okay,
Drivers,
I need
to
to
your
Alex
car.
Where the fuck is he?
What? They just skipping the race? Did he say anything about skipping the race?
No, they're doing a stress test for the server load.
And for?
They're seeing how the server reacts to the amount of people on the server.
Right.
There you go. I'm gonna turn Alex way the hell down. Alright, now perfect. There we go. Now we can actually start. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the IFAR 250 opening race of the season for IFAR Season 14, the most expensive race in America. 100 laps is tonight's mess, so we should have a good one on our hands. We're still currently going through practice. Qualifying here is in about 10 or so minutes, so we'll have any updates for you as we go through that. But it should be a good race for tonight. Zach, is there anything you want to go through before?
Thomas Troxel, your driver. I can't join. What's going on?
Engines.
Alright, so they are currently doing a stress test on the server. I'm sure Thomas Troxel
Just a little test start, not a big deal. It is what it is.
making sure the server can handle the amount of cars that are being ran here tonight. One of the higher field counts in recent memory, or for me anyway.
IFAR always has higher field counts. Should be a good race tonight or whatever. Lots of driver swaps from the previous season. Once I've done the stress test, I'll go through them. Of course, joining me in the booth today is, of course, Zach, who is running the show itself, so I don't know why I'm saying it like I am when I'm not. He's the guy running everything. And we also have an Ethan Mingo. Hello, Ethan Mingo.
Hello, how we doing?
So yeah, it should be a good race tonight as they continue their little stress testing here. So, you know what? They're going to be stress testing for a little while before they switch to qualifying, so we're going to quickly go through any of the big changes that have happened over this season. Big one I want to go over is teams. Scuderia Carmona Racing has made their return, and with a brand new driver lineup. I think the most interesting one of that is Jerry Cook now driving the number 8 car. I do not remember the last time Jerry was not in a Toyota, but he's now joining the Chevy camp starting tonight. He's won 3 championships here in IFR. Could be looking for a 4th at the end of the season. We'll have to see on that. One of the drivers that will match up his teammates in this revamped program is the 14 of Tal Aziz. He's made the switch from Melling over to Scuderia Carmona for this season. He did retain his number in the number 14 car. So we're hoping for he's going to be hoping a little bit for a better season than the one he had previously, but it's Daytona. Could start off with a win. Could start it off with an upside down finish like he did last season. It's one of those tracks where it could go really either way. Updates on the teams. No big changes at Star Sport really. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything else to really go off of that comes to my mind. Zach, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, as a series as a whole, there's also been some changes. They've changed the season length from 12 races to 15, and they have also implemented a few more interesting tracks, as long as road courses, short tracks, and it's gonna be interesting to see for sure. And next week they'll be returning to this track for the road course version of it.
Yeah, it's part of their new extension over to 15 races as opposed to the 12 that they used to have. So a few new tracks on the schedule for the season. Gonna drag it out a little bit. Should make it for an interesting championship fight. Alexander Gonzalez Greene took home the crown 1 season ago. He also took home this very race. So that 63 might be trying to go back-to-back after tonight.
Yep, knows they're still getting that stress test on the server. It looks, I mean, it's a bit jittery, but it looks about the same as what it's been in seasons past, at least from what I recall. Oh, we got a wreck for the lead
Yeah.
there.
I want to say back to the schedule. Chicagoland is the last race of that 15 of the 15, and I think for Jerry Cook that plays very well into his hands. If he can make it to the very end, he could easily take it all the way.
Yeah, they call this the most expensive night in America for a reason. Graveyard there on the X to 4, as they're, I believe, ending this test.
It's just testing. This is just testing before the actual race. All right, this is not canon. When we get to the race, you will see the most expensive race in America. This is just fucking shit up for the sake of the funny.
Just some expensive testing, like that ARCA test they had recently.
Exactly. I don't know. Diesel Motorsports is also here. I don't know if they were here last season or not, but Kyle Watts, he is always one to look out for in these races. He could come home with another plate racing victory tonight. He's always going to be a fun driver to watch in that number 21 Busch car there. Should be a good one indeed. Qualifying should be here in about 5 minutes as cars head out onto the track for their final few laps of the evening before getting suited up and getting ready for tonight's race.
I do want to point out, Diesel Motorsport today were here last season, and they also got the 78 and I believe the 92, the only 3 cars on that team for this season and last season as well.
And so 15 teams fighting off here for this Constructors Championship. Obviously, a lot of some familiar ones, teams like No Skill Racing, Star Sport Racing. We've already gone over Scuderia Carmona Racing. Melling's had quite a hit. I think it's just Victor now, unless he's managed to find a second driver in that camp. So yeah, I'm gonna go over Melling real quick. It's definitely been. They're one of the older teams here on the grid, but they're definitely not one of the most prosperous. They've had quite a rough going in their tenure, and now with losing Tal Aziz with his move away. Victor's not even here, so I don't even know why I'm going over this. So
chat.
what's gonna be the plan for Melling going forward with this season? You've lost one of your drivers to a competitor team. If you're Victor, what's your plan?
Well, honestly, being the only Dodge team, try to find a fresh prospect, I guess, would be the way to go about it, maybe. I mean, that's what I would do, but...
Yeah, anyone up and coming for sure is something to look at for the.
In terms of the roster, I only see 2 Dodges that are teams, that being Victor's Melling, and then of course Trey Kinsey Motorsports. They probably won't even make it past 5 races before getting their license revoked, let's be honest. Assuming he even is the one racing instead of just leasing out his team to someone else.
I think that 56... Yeah, we got one Dodge in that 56 car, Christian Vargas.
That, I believe, to my knowledge, is one of the independent cars. Looking at the stats real quick. But yeah, should be a good race tonight. 3 minutes until 3 minutes still qualifying. Joshua Clements currently leading this main pack of cars here in the practice session. Also going to be one of the drivers that you're going to want to look out for tonight. Since we're nearing practice, is there any predictions on who y'all want to make for who's going to win it out tonight?
Like win the race?
Yes.
Yeah.
What else would I be
Honestly,
Who's
talking
gonna
about?
take it?
I thought you were talking about like pole.
Yeah.
Qualifying literally does not matter at these plate tracks unless you have over the field limit, Zach.
Yeah.
So why else would I be asking?
Yeah, because like if you got a choice to pick for pole, alright, I got a pretty good guy in mind for pole. He's actually got the poles record, Mr. Dunlaprad, making his
We're
first
not
start in a
talking
while.
about the pole.
I know, but like I was talking about the pole there for a second, so I figured I'd mention it. But
Fair enough.
as for the race, that's a tough pick. I'm gonna go on a limb and say probably, I think Gino might have a decent shot tonight.
Here, I'm gonna have to see.
I think for the plate races, qualifying literally does not matter. Anyway, but for the race win, I want to go with something stupid. All right, I don't want to pick. What I would say if I'm smart about this is Alexander Gonzalez Greene taking home another Daytona 250 win. However, I am not a smart man, and I like to gamble. I like to bet it all on red. So who am I going to bet it all on red for? Yeah, I'm going to bet it all on Daniel Rodriguez. I think, if I don't think he'll win it, but I'm placing all of my bets on him winning it, like the insane man that I am. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that 20 car tonight as we go on. I love gambling.
I think he got third here last season. He's a good pick.
Let's go, EFIB.
What?
Let's go. Who's your pick to win
Oh
tonight?
yeah. I I don't want to just like bandwagon almost with Alex, but I feel like he's just the most likely person to be there at the end and get pushed by like anyone, like the usual people up there. Like I feel like Malin would take him all the way.
Could be a good one nonetheless. Toyotas are always cars to look out for here in the IFAR races, but we might have an upset tonight. Back in Season 9, Trevor Davis took home the upset by taking home the win here at this race. Since then, he has gotten his license revoked due to other events.
Just little shenanigans.
Just some little shenanigans, if you will. So they're going to head out and start qualifying now. I don't think there's really much to go over, so I'll just quickly go over just all the general info you need as these guys set their lap times to determine where they're starting for the most expensive race night in America here at the IFAR 250. 100 laps is tonight's race. Pit road speed is going to be 55 miles an hour. For 28 cars set lap times in practice, probably will have more of them setting qualifying laps, as we had a few cars die quite a few times during the practice session. As obviously we already had our picks beforehand. I don't really think there's much else to go off of apart from the race rules, but I don't remember them because I don't main this league.
Yeah. I do want to point out though, they do have a restart zone, which they drivers will be given control once they're in that restart zone, and the quiet zone will be called in the chat. Make sure no one types in the chat, and then once that leader says green, the field will be going. Those are on restarts. On the initial start, the pace car is gonna do that job for us.
Yeah, should be a good one, nonetheless. So at this point, we're just waiting for the drivers to finish up their qualifying before we begin. Anything interesting that you're going to be wanting to take a look at tonight? What are you expecting in terms of how the race is going to go? Should we expect a long green flag run with lots of green flag pit stops? Should we expect to see an absolute shit show with several cars going up and over? Any points of interest that you want to point out before we get going?
I think it'll definitely be a little bit dicey for like the first, I want to say, I don't know, first like 5-10 laps. After that, I think they file out a bit, maybe get a little bit of train racing. Then they get a little bit desperate, pit stop shenanigans.
I'm
From there,
expecting one
no
caution
idea.
early on, mostly green to the end, and then those last 20 laps, it's just going to be normal Daytona. Everyone's going to start losing their shit.
Yeah.
I am expecting at least one car blowing over, like Tala Aziz did here one season ago, ironically enough, coming to the checkered flag nonetheless. Will it be him again this season? Probably not, but there is going to be at least one guy that ends up losing it and going airborne tonight. It's only a matter of time. It had happened to Joshua Clements before the broadcast went live during practice after throwing a questionable block at least. But hey, at least you're doing that during practice and not the race itself. If that happens during the race itself, we have a bigger problem on our hands.
The fuel should last about 40 to 38 laps on a tank.
Oh wow, 919? That's big.
As qualifying times are coming in, currently Jerry Cook on provisional pole. See if anyone can beat that here in these last 20 seconds of qualifying.
Oh, Stephen Gibson was close. Not quite, though.
To give you an idea of what to be expecting, not only for this race but in the season as a whole, if we go by the numbers, last season with Alexander Gonzalez being our champion, in overall winners, we had 7 different people take the checkered flag at the end of season 13. 14 different drivers on the podium, 17 different getting top 5s, 32 drivers getting top 10s, 6 different pole sitters, 21 drivers led laps over the course of that season. 26 of them did not see the checkered flag, but only 3 of them got over 300 points in the final tally. Might see a few more of those this season as we have, of course, 3 more rounds added to it with the addition to 15 races. But should be a good season nonetheless. As qualifying has officially ended, it is going to be Jerry Cook in his first start for Scuderia Carmona Racing on the pole position for tonight with Stephen Gibson, who was outside.
Yeah, I had friggin' Dylan Pradwin. I think he might have messed up his lap, started 19th.
Well, it is Daytona, so you can start pole and drop immediately to the back, or you can start from the back, work your way up to the front. A lot easier than a few other places. So it should be a good race.
Trying to say something, Alex. We're not hearing anything.
Alright, official, I need to
Yes.
mute. I might as well mute the whole channel at this point. Oh crap, there are multiple channels, crap. Well. Set happy hour to an hour.
Trying to get my stats by track on this, but it's stuck in the loading page, so we're just kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, I honestly don't expect it to be like last season. Obviously last season was Cup Physics and Chassis 1. This is a different ballgame entirely. The racing is going to be a lot more different. I think it's going to be double file for a decent portion of this race, but the question I do have, and y'all probably said that, probably going to go Greene for the most part. I could see that for sure, but with it being CTS, I think these guys are up for a fresh challenge for sure.
Could be a good one nonetheless. I've said that way too many times and we haven't even started the race yet. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I started stealing Jonathan Salos. He was like, I was watching the OSCC broadcast at, I think it was Michigan. He kept saying that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And I was like, ooh, I should like start saying that. So
they're going over their drivers meeting before the race real quick, so I need to burn some more clock. So, first race of season 14 for IFAR. Only 6 different drivers have won the championship. Alexander Gonzalez Greene with the most, with 4 of them. Winners of the 2 opening seasons of IFAR, and the winner of the most 2 recent seasons of IFAR. He's right now of this season looking to go make it a 3-time run. Second on that list, Jerry Cook, winners of seasons 6, 10, and 11. Blake Keenan winning seasons 8 and 9, Dunlop seasons 4 and 5, and Liam Tingley with season 3, and Natani with season 7 getting 1 championship apiece. So, yeah, even some of those guys have more or less dominated this series, like that 63 and that 8 car. They're still running here strong, still have an opportunity to probably extend that record. Jerry had the opportunity to tie it at season's end. He did not run last season due to him taking the broadcasting duties, which we have now stolen, which means Jerry is now back in the car. In terms of anything else that I can go on, half of the IFR stats page isn't loading for me, so there's not much I can work with, especially when I need track-specific stuff.
yeah. Sometimes I forget the extent of how long this race is. This is quite literally half the length of a Daytona 500. I think I don't know how long the Xfinity race is, but I think it's almost as long as the Xfinity race they run here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in terms of
In the
length.
fall, not on the opening season.
That's still pretty crazy in hindsight. One benefit of that though, we don't have to worry about stage racing or overtimes.
Whoever put the current week stats page on the IFR stats, I love you. All right, So we're gonna go. So I'm gonna quickly go over some of the guys. Most of them are in this race, apart from a couple, who have won this race before. Tyler, so a few drivers who have won this race in the past. Tyler Mallon, he's starting all the way down from where the hell is he? He's starting down in 39th night. He has won this race. He's won this race twice, in both in seasons 2 and 3. Alexander Gonzalez Greene, who we've mentioned a lot already, he's won this race 3 times. Natani has a win here. Cole Rodriguez won back in season 11. Trevor Davis, my most surprising of all of them, he won back in season 9. Blake, who we mentioned earlier, he won back in season 8. Austin Delgado's won here. Dunlap Rod's won here. It's not a case. I'm pretty sure apart from Trevor Davis, it's usually never the surprise winner you usually see at plate races like this. It's usually always been the fast guys, the guys that have championships, the guys that have a lot of wins here, the guys that have the highest win percentages, aka that 18 car. That's who we usually see with those wins here at this track. So the normal concept of Daytona being a crapshoot where anyone can win, that hasn't exactly reflected in previous IFAR iterations of this race. So that could make things a little bit more interesting. Could we see a first-time winner? Maybe. I wouldn't put my money on it, though, even though I put all my money on Daniel Rodriguez, despite him never winning this race.
He's a good driver, though. I will say that.
I'm out of things to say, so I'm just waiting for them to get going, but he's still going through that driver's meeting right now in my left ear, so
I'm just looking at pit lane 1, watching Thomas Troxel give himself concussions.
You know, the CTE strat, that's a new one. Could that, you know, I don't think I've seen anyone try that before.
I mean, he won Gnarl Talladega, so
Ethan, you've spoken the least. Is there anything you want to ramble on about before we get going?
I'm just here to enjoy the ride.
You know what? That's fair enough. And also, for the regulars outside of not exactly the IFAR regulars, but for other series itself, if you want to see a cursed view, you get to see Winty Wolf, A, not in a DEI number, he's in the 09 tonight, and B, he is behind the wheel of a Toyota. So, for those of you from either any of the ESEX, DSRA, any of those races, have fun with that image in the back of your head tonight.
It's a beautiful
side
thing,
note,
really.
He has something on the side of the car called Conspiracy Theories with Bird. I know Alex wanted me to keep this professional, but what the fuck is that?
That might have been me.
He wouldn't happen to be named Winston, would he?
Oh yeah, it's Winston. Yeah, Winston, not Winston. Right.
Yeah, they had him change to a more realistic name for this race, so Winston it is. If you were on Overwatch main, why the fuck are you playing as Winston? Why the fuck are you playing Overwatch in general now that I think about it? How the hell did I start talking about Overwatch in an IFAR broadcast? I need to be stopped.
Doc Heba.
Dr. Bibba. People Master Chief in the shoulder.
Yeah, Winty bump drafting with Alex.
So 2 minutes until we go green. Well, not green until we start gridding up.
Winty setting up a pass. Alex
Who's that
pulls off the
Winston
pit
guy?
road.
Yeah, Winston
Who,
guy.
who the hell is that Winston guy? I've never seen him before.
Fresh out of Compton.
Yeah, then next up, man.
Like most of the cars now making their final pit road cycle runs, getting that pit line, getting that all set up for that. Definitely don't want to speed here at a track like this. That could be a race ender, because without that draft, not really much able to do. So you want to take this time now, nail those pit road entries while you still can.
I do want to point out, I think Tyler Mallon sped here 3 times last season, according to the dumbest move of the season vote that was posted recently.
That is some Denny Hamlin energy. George screamed "Let me in the chat." So if George is wanting to broadcast tonight, I know he was originally supposed to, but then he had to go deliver the pizza. So
Alright.
I don't
User
know, give
was
it a go.
moved to your channel.
Yay, George!
I'm sorry, Winston is in a what?
Yeah,
Nah,
he's in a
I've had
he's
like
in
a
a
food.
Toyota.
What?
Alright,
All
we're
right.
into the race.
As they're gonna get ready to get themselves gridded up here for the race. I want to do something a little different. I want to go back. I do not want to disconnect from the server. I want to do something a little quirky. I want to be a little different. I want to be a little comedy session. All right. Instead of the normal grid by grid, I'm gonna go do an old Fox thing, and I'm gonna start at the back.
Oh my god,
I'm
so
gonna,
quirky.
I'm gonna wait
So
these
silly.
next 30 seconds out so I get everyone in, because this Thomas trucks will pop in, and if I started before, I would have completely missed him entirely. So yeah, I'm gonna do this a little differently. We're starting from the back, and we're going all the way to the front, because I have enough time to do that, because Alex has decided that we're gonna start from the pits. Because it's Daytona, and it's the IFAR 250, and it's the most expensive race in America, and someone's gonna flip over like Tala did a season ago.
Drivers, start
It's true.
your
I agree with the statement.
engines.
Everybody that's on the track's on the track.
Alrighty, let's get this thing underway. So, starting from the very back, the 75 Garrett Snyder and the 18 of Tyler Mallon will line up the back of the pack. Tommy Bordeaux and Thomas Troxel will line up in the row after that, followed by Friesen, Rodriguez, and Christian Vargas. After that, you get Kyle Watts and the 03 of Noah Joyce. Kalen Bevan and Jerry Cook, and that's not Jerry Cook. Who the hell are you? These guys have already fucked up the double wide thing, so I might have done this way too early. Oops.
Landon Lyle.
Landon Lyle. Okay, there we go. We're back. We're back. Next row up, Darren Ingram II and AJ Rodriguez. Cal Tescar Jr. and Daniel Rivera. After that, we got our boy Winston the Wolf and Daniel Rivera.
Buddy, you
Tommy
forgot
Degenhardt and
Jado!
Dunn Laprade. Both of these guys have won a race here. They're going to start on the row above them. Cameron Jamison and Garcia Munoz will share a row. Then we start working our way up towards the front here. Alexander Gonzalez Greene, Ruby Estes. Row up of that, Pedro V. Lucas and Blaine Davis. Tal Aziz, Cole Rodriguez right in front of them. William Viola, Flandre Wilson. And now we're starting to get up to the top 6 rows here. Blake Keenan, Jovan Anderson are my pick to win this race. Daniel Rodriguez alongside Aiden Lacaste. Joshua Clements and Nick Rowan. And then on the front row, the 51 is Stephen Gibson and your pole sitter, Jerry Cook. Any last things y'all want to say before we get going?
I can't join the session.
That's all right.
No,
I'm too
George.
late.
I'm just excited, man. This is
It
fun.
should be
It's been
a good
it's been a
one.
while.
Should be a good one nonetheless. Pace car is in that number
Back at
8
it, boys.
Budweiser, number 8 Budweiser Chevrolet, leading us to the green, and we are green flag for the most expensive night in America. The IFAR 250 is underway.
Flag stand says the Coke 0400.
Fuck that flag stand, it's wrong. Jerry Cook leads us out in here through turn number 1. Double 2x2 for a good chunk of the track. Already 3 wide there on the middle half of the field. Down the back straightaway for the first time tonight we go. And that number 8 car holds that lead. The outside lane starting to fall back a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see. Will these guys start to single out to start this race? Want to make this a long one? Try to keep this green flag as long as they can handle? Or do these guys want to get racy? Do you feel safer at the front? Do you want to work your way up there? Do you want to drop to the back and wait for the big one to happen? Lots of options to go through here and only 100 laps to do it. And it's going to be Jerry Cook who leads that opening lap here at Daytona.
You'd think for starting so deep in the field, Alex would be making some moves already to get back up to the front. We would want to be up there to avoid any of the big ones. But honestly, it seems like he's content to just ride around right now.
You have to have trust in the guys around you. If you want to work your way through this field, you gotta make sure you're making the moves at the right time. The car in front of you is making the moves at the right time. With plate racing, it's very interesting. It takes everyone working together in order to keep a race clean like you're seeing now. But one mistake from one guy in this field could end both his race and several others in the span of about 5 seconds. That's what makes plate racing so interesting, in my opinion. It takes everybody to get it going perfectly like we're seeing now, but it only takes one to bring the whole thing down.
Yeah, and he's got some other guys like Kyle Watts, and he's got Dagenhart right there too. He's got some good help around him for when the time's right.
He seems pretty content to actually run the outside. He's all the way up there by the wall right now,
Oh yeah.
almost creating a third lane. This might be him starting to back off a little bit now. I know a lap ago, AJ Rodriguez in that number 78, he dropped off to the back. He wanted to stay out of the way as soon as he could, playing it safe so far. As the front of the line, the first four, almost, barring Flandre Wilson, have singled out. So the front of the pack, mostly single file, with that outside line trying to keep it going. Kind of struggling to do so right now. After that, it is 2 by 2 by 2. First three single file. Flandre trying to make that the first four, but she has no help behind. Joshua Clemens is a bit of a car length gap behind that 23, not exactly hooking up quite yet, as he now works his way up there.
Yeah, and that Highline's a bit of a Ford parade right now. You got Cole, Blaine, all them Blakes right there too.
Imagine
Yeah,
how
but that's
long
being
this
led
race
by
is.
the 50, not the 51, the 93, the Toyota there. Like, what were you saying, George?
You'd imagine how long this race is. You'd want to hold off a little bit, you know, not push as aggressively. Just ride
Yeah.
out the waves, because 96 laps is exceptionally long for a Daytona race in NR 2003. This is, I believe, one of the longer Daytona races I've seen posted across.
This is one of the bigger ones in the IFAR, and not only in IFAR but in NR Online in general. This is definitely the race that you want to win in the season.
Yeah,
So,
it's really become a crown
as
jewel
aggressive
over
as
the
a
last
lot of
few
these guys
years.
probably want to be right now, they know it's only lap 5. We got 96 more to go. Want to play it out easy while you still can.
You gotta wonder how soon people are gonna just be content to be in the single file train and start running saving fuel on the high line.
Another thing I want to
Well,
point out
but
real
I
quick.
think that single file train at some point is going to make their move to the outside line, especially if everyone's on the same board of when the hell do we want to pit. Right now, though, Jerry, who leads that bottom pack, perfectly content with leading that bottom line. There's a bit of a wiggle there on the triangle between Aiden Lacasse and Flandre Wilson. That could have almost resulted in a caution right there. Both of them kept themselves nice, neat, and in order. So
I do
no
have
incident there.
some news coming out of the SCR camp. Tala Aziz recently jumped ship from MCR. Reliability failure. Aria Carmona, the team owner and CEO and creator of IFAR, has had an issue and is currently, well, right around 36th. Game crashed.
And not a
I
great
saw that in
start
the
for that
chat from the live
14
stream.
of Tala Aziz, but the good news is their other car, that number 8, leading out here at the front of the field.
AJ Rodriguez also, he fell back out of the draft when he was backing out to go to the back of the pack.
And he's wanting to play that safe. AJ's teammate Kyle Watts, currently 25th on the back half of that outside line. Seeing what little moves he can make at this current time. Not really much you can do. It's 2 by 2 by 2 most of the way. I don't think anyone's really feeling it to go 3 wide just quite yet. I think they're mostly content to ride around like this right now as it is. They might be saying 2 by 2 for some fuel reason. I've heard before that running side by side could help with the fuel thing. I don't know if that works in games as old as NR 2003 though. But it looks like no one's really keen on making any big moves right now. They're just running side by side. Never mind, that was a big block up there at the top by the 17 of Rubiesis. So right as I say that they're calming themselves down, just content to ride here, that Mobile 1 Toyota immediately jumps to the outside upon first notice.
Might want to get all the way up to the front just to lead the bottom.
Some
Everything
cars
to lose,
find that
nothing to win.
that front spot is the safest place to be. As long as you're leading, some find that that's the safest place to be at. I personally find the bottom to be my safe space. I don't care where out on the bottom line I'm on. I just don't want to be up there on the top, or God forbid the middle. But some people like the bottom, some people like the top. Other people, if you're Rubiesis right now, I have a feeling they want to be up there in the lead.
I wonder if some of the people up there are still committed to a high line like they were before. Might try to find a gap and get out of there while they still can.
A few are, but definitely not all. That bottom line, as we've been going out, has definitely been fading. Only a handful of cars up there on the top right now, as opposed to when we started this thing. Most of the cars have made their way to single file on the inside line. Out of turn number 4. Coming over to lap number 10, it's been Jerry Cook all the way. Nick Roten, P2 right now. Aiden Lacasse, P3. Flandre Wilson, P4. And then Jovan Anderson rounding out your top 5. Definitely been a quiet one so far, apart from the 14 and the 78 having personal issues. No real big thing to note thus far.
I have some things to note thus far, actually.
What do you have to note, our glorious insider?
Kalen Bevan, not the 14 Atala. Kalen Bevan is reporting that his pedals go to 50% whenever he attempts to lift even slightly. Now the thing is here, folks, right? Everybody in the field has differing types of equipment. I know Kalen himself has some load cell Simpson pedals. Reliability failures like this are pretty often and happen frequently in sim racing in general, where you have, you know, some buggy pedals like that. This wouldn't happen in IRL racing. This is our, I guess, own method of having reliability failures. Like, for example, Talo's game crashing, Kalen having weird pedals and whatnot.
Car blew up.
The car might just blow up on you all of a sudden.
Yeah, for anyone who's into iRacing, you might have noted a few months ago, when in one of their updates, they removed a piece of legacy code that had a 1 in 1 million chance of a random gear failure. You want to know where that came from? You're looking at it this game. That still is a case. It's happened to at least everyone here at least once. So
what a lovely feature.
Could happen tonight. It's definitely happened before. Won't be the last time.
Kalen's only options right now.
Did you just?
Full
Oh,
and
death.
trouble! Big one on the front
throttle.
straightaway. We got one car up and over.
Shoot.
Oh!
Cal Tusker Jr. goes to for a hard ride, and that is going to be a caution. Lap number 12 is the
13's
first
in at the
incident
10.
of the day. Kalen Bevan, Tommy Bordeaux, Cameron Jamison, Friesen Rodriguez,
Ooh,
Thomas
I think Cam did a
Troxel,
whole ass flip.
and a few more involved.
Ooh,
A
we
hard
got
lick
tagged.
for that number 26 on the front straightaway.
10 car hit the pace car.
Oh! 26 just slowed down suddenly. What happened there?
It's funny, you
they
were
might
talking
have-
about
oh,
engine
controller
failure.
maybe disconnected or something?
Engine
Yeah,
failure.
something disconnected there, and they went tumbling. Took a hard hit from the 10, and that car just went up and over.
Screen freeze, 10 seconds. Number 10.
Somehow that 26 is still going. I think they have a tire failure on somewhere on the right side right now. But lap number 12 is where we have our
Only looks like about
incident
5
on the
cars
the
day.
had
pace car.
contact. Alright, here comes the big train.
Alright. Zach, you've had a pretty quiet one. You want to take over the pit duties?
Well, I was just looking at Thomas Troxel. I mean, George mentioned that Thomas Troxel blew over the pace car. But that was interesting. We'll see this battle out of pit road, see how far that goes. I just realized I moved my pit lane cam.
I did too. I'm having to move it back.
Well, TV1 it is for this.
Mhm.
Pace
And
car.
it's been quite the start to this race. Like most of these guys are just taking fuel right now. It's gonna be Jerry Cook that wins the race off pit road.
Close one there for some guys, but else is gonna be.
Light on the exit pit road. Wow.
The 26 is facing backwards in his stall.
It's gone from bad to worse for that 26 car.
That is
Not been a good one for him.
It looks like Landon Lyle came out of pit road right when he was entering his box and slid in there backwards. And he's still stuck there.
Oh.
Might be his way of calling it a night. I don't know.
The back end
78
of
had
that
a moment as well.
57 is completely torn apart from that incident there that brought out the caution here on the tri-oval. And having more problems on pit road now. Finally got that thing back centered, and it looks like that'll be his race for the night.
Tom's Troxel stopping on the trick. He might be done for the night. Tech
So
car.
IFAR actually has a choose cone here for their restarts, and they are now choosing this time. I believe they keep it somewhere here on the back straightaway, if I remember.
Yeah, right
or-
into the 3 there, just before that white line.
So we're gonna look at Jerry here, and they're gonna go ahead and choose. Flandre Wilson first to take that outside line. She might be feeling a little bit more aggressive this time
Bottom
around.
very much preferred. Wow.
No surprise that Ruby Estes has gone up to the top as well. They were definitely one of the few aggressive drivers on those opening 12 laps. Looks like that does not plan to change whatsoever.
I will just be feeding information from the SCR camp, seeing as I cannot watch the race live in the session.
Thank you, Mexican Larry Reynolds. I love you.
Yeah, we are looking at that. No, I can't do that. I have to keep it professional. Damn it. I was gonna become stereotypical Mexican instead of doing that. Larry
And we are back under Greene. Jerry Cook leads the way. He's led every lap thus far. We'll see how run number 2. Can we get longer? Can we get some green flag runs? Will we already have someone that completely died? Let's find out.
Immediately, some
Thomas
cars already
Traxel,
switching
he's
lanes.
just now come out of pit road. He is on the lead lap. He might fall a few laps down here, depending on how long this run goes.
I think he
And
fell out of
even
the
bigger
server.
problems for Flandre Wilson. They restarted first, I believe, on the outside line. They're already stuck 3 wide middle, way far back. I believe that's because it had to do with Ruby Estes. They're already back on the bottom, so I think that 17 left the 23 there in the dust, and now she might be stuck here 3 wide middle. Never mind, Rodriguez lets her in, so we're back to 2 wide. It's already mostly singled out here, and in the main pack. See how long that lasts. I think a lot of drivers might be playing things more carefully after a caution only 12 laps in. Still a long way to go before the end of this race. On lap 15 right now, 75 and a half laps to go, and things have now mostly single-filed out.
They can't really get any more careful than what they were already doing. I mean, the caution was caused due to a, computer/reliability failure.
Oh no, they definitely can get more careful. It's called everyone single up, and we're going to train this thing for 80 laps.
Yeah, and honestly,
I don't
about
think they
right
want to do that, but
I think most of them do. They're just we got some holdouts trying to gain position, but
see, they're trying to make that
fading
outside line
anymore.
work, but with only so many cars up there, there's not really much you can do.
I mean, you got what, Flan, Daniel, and Gibson, or no, Garson rather.
Outside
Every
line
time
getting
they
a
check up,
big
they
push
kinda
from
get
the
a nice
outside line.
boost,
Actually, they
but-
might actually be able to crack their way into the top 10 here. They
Okay.
got themselves a pretty solid run down the back straightaway.
Yeah, they're starting to catch up behind them. Maybe they get back up there. But we'll see.
Flandre Wilson is in the same spot Ruby Estes was about before the first caution came out. Lead car up there on the top line, seeing what moves he can make. Flandre actually specifically chose the outside on that most recent restart. Don't think that's worked out for her on this current run, but still a long ways to go. Maybe a few more cars will jump to that outside line. They might go ahead and make a shot at the lead later on. But I think for now, everyone's content to just ride out that inside line. For Jerry Cook, you are either having a really good time or you are bored out of your mind. He has led every single lap, has had no challenges off from the top. He's just been running the bottom with that 60 of Nick Rowan pushing him the whole way this whole time. Except this time is now Jovan Anderson. The 93 and 60 basically swapped positions from second and third. But that's been about the case. That's pretty much been it for the top 3. There's been no real changes outside of that. No lead changes, no big changes in the top 3. I think the biggest mover tonight so far has been the 17 of Ruby Estes, who sits currently in that 4th position.
Fortunately, do not have CR camp. Well, I do actually have some info that I didn't announce beforehand. Lane Davis is a driver of concern for these SCR drivers. We do believe that might be the cause of a yellow. We shall soon see.
Well, we'll find out.
21 and 23 had a little bit of a switch up there. However, going to the high line, he kind of seems like he wants to move up.
Yeah, that 21 of Watts has really been the only diesel motorsport sports car really up here working anything. The 78, his teammate AJ Rodriguez backed out at the start, dropped himself to the back. He's still with the main pack now here on the second run, but he's down in the 24th position. Currently, one of the car pretty much last in that bottom line, only the 66 of Friedrich Rodriguez behind. There is Gino Bononi back there as well, but I consider him too far back to be considered in that line as well. But yeah, we've reached the quiet part of the race where we're just clocking out these laps. Zach, you have the fuel information that I do not possess. What are we looking like fuel-wise currently?
Alright, so I believe what I seen on the projected laps was about 40 laps. I'd imagine some of these guys might be saving a little bit, so could be 42 or 41 potentially, depending on how these guys drive it. They did pit lap 9, 10, I think. I think it was lap 10 was
13.
when our last 13. So do the math. I don't. Close.
Well,
no, they wouldn't be close.
I happen to know a guy. I do happen to know a guy who I can yell through a vent. I'm not gonna yell through the vent. I could just like bust into his room and ask him how they're doing on fuel. Let's do that. Let's do our first live Winty session.
It's Winston.
Winston.
He's canonically
Go, hey Winston, what's your fuel looking like?
He's not gonna answer. That's the thing. Hold on.
So, some quick notes from the game chat, because that's our closest thing that we have to driver radios, basically. Daniel Rodriguez just goes, who fuck with me?
Hey, Winston. How are you guys doing on fuel? Okay, damn. 28 laps to go from Winston. Left 2? Yeah. Yeah. 28.
28 laps, 27 at the line, presumably.
Yeah, it's around lap 40. They are coming up to put Thomas Troxel 1 lap down currently. He's currently here on the exit of 4 as the leaders now make their way down the front straightaway. Looks like he's going to just submit himself to that outside line based off what they're saying in the chat. And there he goes. So that's going to be 1 lap down for that number 10 car. Not been the start that he's been looking for so far, but give him enough cautions, he'll be back here in this main fight.
Out of the SCR camp.
You go.
Oh. At the SCR camp, Tala Aziz has been instructed to follow Tyler through. I believe that's Tyler Mallon. Kalen Bevan is just vibing back there. Warping has obviously been a really big scare for these guys. You know, warping. You know, one wrong warp and you're in the catch fence. And stacking up on the bottom is a continued concern among the drivers. One person lifting, that's kind of like how traffic functions IRL, if you live in California, on the 405, or anywhere where there's a lot of traffic. One guy breaks way too much, or in this case lifts way too much, and all of a sudden you just have a big accordion effect going throughout the entire pack. That's always a major concern here at these plate races, and is of course a major concern tonight with the amount of cars we have on the field. So, there's your SCR update.
The night just keeps getting worse for the 26. Had their game freeze, caused them to get hit, causing a massive wreck on the front straightaway, setting him end over end. Later got tagged, spinning in pit road under that very caution. Now he's fallen out, which basically just means the game just randomly lost connection to the server. He's back in, I believe. He's not back in yet, but if he gets back in, he'll be a couple laps down, so not a great night for that number 26 car. As we got a spin here in turn 2, that's Friesen Rodriguez. Another car involved Christian Vargas. He keeps it straight though.
Yeah, not
Will
terrible
they call
damage
a caution for that one? Yes, they do. Caution is out.
I just heard the O from Winston, so.
Friesen Rodriguez on the 66 lost it off turn 4. Great job by everybody in avoiding that. There was nothing that the 56 of Christian Vargas could have done there. So a small incident there in turn number 2. Just had a car go around. One guy couldn't avoid it. 2-car accident brings out the yellow.
My side, it looked like you warped out for a second.
Oh yeah, no, he disappeared completely all the way through 1 and 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
right
that's
out of
exactly
2 onto the
what
backstretch,
Oh,
he
boy.
appears spinning.
Very big.
Yeah,
Like,
Blaine Davis.
oh wow.
It's exactly what the 10 of Thomas Truxell needed. That'll put him back on the lead lap.
The roof came from the 09. Holy.
Oh, is that why he reacted like that?
Yeah.
Mr. Winston. IFAR is live on Kick. What?
Streaming on Kick.
What?
Who's streaming on Kick?
Huh?
I just heard Winston just say that out of the blue. I'm like, huh? Is it in the game chat?
Nick
Is it in
Rotten.
the game-
Nick Rotten said it's live on Kick.
Oh my god.
Well,
Unless that's a reference to something I don't know about. Well,
well then.
we got competition. I'm joking.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in from home here on YouTube, if you want some gambling alongside your IFAR, head on over to Nick Ron's Kickstream and put it all on black. Go ahead, put your life savings on who you think will win this race. Put it all on black like I have with betting on Daniel Rodriguez. Go ahead, all right? You are 32 games of blackjack away from becoming a billionaire, ladies and gentlemen. Just go ahead and do it.
99% of gamblers quit before winning big. Go
Exactly.
Gamble your child's college fund on Winston Wolfe winning the IFAR 250.
They couldn't dream of the things we'd be saying 24 hours into a fucking Le Mans race.
Are we gonna make our own version with the Rolex? We have to. That's if nobody drops out.
Pit road time, pit stop.
It looks like everyone down pit road. This is gonna mess
Full
with the fuel
tanks,
pit
all
game
gas,
a little
no
bit
brakes.
more as well.
Probably a full tank, honestly. At what point in the stream is it okay to yell at Winston through the vent?
Us or something.
I mean, you're just getting information. I still consider that professional. And it looks like, again, mostly fuel-only runs. Jerry Cook, yet again, wins the race off. He retains his lead. So he's led all 27 laps up to this point. Haven't had any lead changes as of yet.
I'm on my knees. Hey, Winston! He didn't respond, god damn it. You can safely assume they took a full tank. There's no reason to not take 2 cans.
Time to kill him.
Alright, so before we get to the choose cone, we're going to quickly run through our top 10. Jerry Cook, he's led every lap so far today. Don't see that changing anytime soon. Been the most dominant car out here on the grid. Jovan Anderson, been one of those cars been running up front a lot today as well. They've been running second most of the day. Same case for Nick Ryan. They started second. They're still in the top 3. So these have been the 3 guys that pretty much controlled this race from flag to flag. Blake Keenan has had a pretty quiet day up so far in the number 88 Ford. We'll see how he can work through this coming to the choose cone. Joshua Clements, one of those drivers as well, had a pretty quiet day so far. Same for Noah Dagenhart, but they've won this race before. They're looking at their second IFAR 250 win. Landon Lyle looking for his first right now. Aiden Lacasse, he's here. That SpongeBob car still gives me nightmares. And then Cole Rodriguez. Also, I've not talked about him once this entire race.
It's pretty evenly split, honestly.
You know, a lot more guys coming to the top this
here.
time. I feel, I think they're feeling a little bit more racy. We're only a quarter away through this race. It's like a long way to go, but a few of them might want to get running.
Some of them seem to want to avoid the
They want to fight.
Yeah. On a race, man.
These cars are racing the drivers.
And we are back under Greene. Restart number 3. Restart number 3 on the day. Jerry Cook leads us off.
Familiar face. Car, I should say.
Aiden Lacasse wasted no time getting to the bottom there. take second place away from that 93. Already a bit of a stack up there on that top line between Rivera and Watts. They hang on to it, but that could have easily been something wrong if one of them had bumped them at the wrong spot. But it looks like already that bottom line taking charge. The outside line, it seems, it's one thing I've noticed on every restart, that outside line just can't get really organized on these restarts like the bottom can.
Really
we saw that happen last restart with Flandre Wilson falling to the back. And now we're seeing it happening again with Lacasse immediately bailing going to the bottom.
Yeah,
that top line hasn't really been able to handle those restarts very well, and that's costing those guys that have taken that risk, those positions that they really are trying to go at by making that move up to the outside.
I had to assume people might be strategically going to the top to look for a gap at the bottom, since a lot of people won't be going to the top.
That's
what
get to the bottom did on this restart. That's promoted him up to second place. Other guys, though, like that 63 of Alexander Gonzalez Greene, he's won this. He's won the last 2 IFAR 250s. He's looking to go 3 in a row tonight, and yet, despite that, he's been up there stuck on that top all day. I don't think he's entered the top 10 once so far. He currently sits in the 12th position up there running the top, but if you keep running the top like this currently, it might work towards the end of the race right now, but at this current stage, I just don't think that top's right now really viable. Now out of turn number 2 they go. The outside line starting to push a little bit more again. Dagenhart that's leading that top line. They've now got themselves side by side with Nick Rowan in 4th. So then maybe this is finally that push that outside lane's been looking for all night. This is the furthest I've seen that outside line get both outside of the start of this race. So yeah, they get the right group of people out there starting to push. See what happens. Out of the tri-oval they go to complete lap number 30. We are a third of the way there.
Might have the 92 iron up passing Jerry on the island there.
Josh Clemens.
I think that 92 is waiting for that outside lane to come up so we can make that move. But in this current moment, they got the manpower to make it work. But they're just not getting enough of a run currently. They got a good run last lap, but now they've kind of stalled themselves back out. As Nick Rowan makes the move up to the top side, he's now going to lead that outside line side by side with the 93 for 3rd.
As you guys have noted, the outside lane, straight from SCR headquarters, is gaining more momentum, but there are heavier checkups on the outside lane, so...
Oh, Clement's looking for it. I think he's going to stick with Jerry.
If he did, I think it might be a little too late here.
He had the opportunity to. He did not take it, so... If that outside lane keeps going, we're going to have our first change of the day, and it's going to go to Nick Rowan, potentially. You see, yeah, the 92 wants to get up there, but he just doesn't feel like there's enough space right now to do it. If he wants to do it, now is probably the best time, but now it's that 93 getting the run, giving that 92 and 8 a push down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Blake getting a nice run there. Fade out before the corner.
Oh, big checkup.
Oh, big checkup. That was the 15 and the 21. They made contact on the restart a couple laps ago. Now another bit of contact. That's going to force them 3 wide for a little bit. And that's going to stall out all of that outside line's momentum. And that's going to cause them to drop right back where they started.
He could build a huge run real quick.
That's the second time on this green flag run that the 21 and 15 have made contact with each other. It happened on the restart itself, and now it happened there on this most recent lap.
Wonder if more drivers on the bottom there might see this as a good opportunity to try that again.
Yeah, that whole thing.
Not sure. I think
I
think most of these guys in the top 5 right here on that bottom, they're just more content with sitting this one.
Oh, for sure.
Letting it ride. The guys on the top side are the ones who want to make the moves, but there's not really much they can work with in this current phase.
I don't know. Maybe Blake makes a little bit of a leapfrog. Got Nick in the starting to catch up again.
Yeah, they got another run down the back straightaway. That's putting them side by side with that 88. But I don't know. I just don't have any confidence on that top line in this current part of this race right now. One thing to note: currently, none of every single car in this race is in this one big pack. No one's lost the draft yet. I think the only car is not in the draft is the 26 and 57, and that's because both of them have retired from the race. Only 2 DNFs so far. Everyone else on the lead lap in one big pack. No one's lost the draft yet. Definitely a little more racy so far.
Big push from the 87 on the back straight to that 60 car.
And gets him back side by side with that 88. Can Nick Rowan get up there, potentially make a move? He's got to try and get himself side by side now with that third place car of the 93. He's a little bit more from that 87, giving him everything he can. They are literally bumper to bumper right now, but just can't quite edge out ahead of that bottom line.
Yeah, risky to push in the tri-oval, but I think they're pushing a little bit there in the tri-oval.
It's risky to push in the tri-oval. A death sentence to push in the corners. The back straightaway and the 2 small straights you have in the front are realistically your best bet. Now Natani already back onto the back bumper of that 60. Pushing him all the way down the straightaway, and yet just to barely get ahead of that 88. That bottom line just has that much better momentum with how many cars they have in that line tandeming.
Wolf is behind Flandre Wilson. Everyone brace for impact.
It's not as bad as he was behind Jelani. We'll be fine.
I think both are equally as bad in size.
Yeah, now that outside line, they're kind of just stuck where they are right now. That 87's been on the back bumper of the 60 lap after lap, but they're just not gaining any more momentum in it right now. Seems like no matter how much they're pushing, they just can't quite get that running. And I think that's why that 92, we saw he was interesting going outside earlier, but he still decided to stay behind that 8th car. And that's mainly because this outside line just hasn't really been able to do anything so far. And now they're losing another position as the outside line gets another run there that allows Garson Muyoung to move up in the top 5. Now down the back straightaway again, they get another run here, but will they be able to do anything with it? And I don't think they will. The definition of insanity is being on that top line in this part of the race. That probably will change later on when it's for the win, when more people are willing to go up there, but there's just way too many cars on that bottom line to get that outside line going.
Also, you think now is the best time to experiment and see what works and what doesn't. It might be insane to stay on the top side, but you find out who you can work with, you find out who you can trust, you find out the way that things kind of ebb and flow. You can try and use that information later on in the race when the outside gets more cars to try and make that run towards the front.
Yeah, that is a good point, but I think right now everyone's kind of content with the line they're running. You got the guys on the top. Speaking of which, Garson Muyoung has made the leap up there. He's now joined that top line. They're probably all around the guys that they like currently. Guys at the bottom haven't really made any moves. Guys at the top haven't really made any moves. But Tani almost went 3 wide for a second, and with a random juke up on the outside, he gets back in line, maintains his 3rd in line spot. So I think that 87 has gotten tired of pushing the 60. He's gone all the way up to the wall, and everyone's gone with him. That leads the 60 and the 70 on their own. So maybe the 87 decided that he's not a fan of pushing that 60 car. Maybe that could be the reason why that top line stalled out. And now we're 3 wide down the back straightaway.
The Toyotas do not like the Fords.
Garson Muyoung is in the wall.
4 wide briefly.
They all hang on to it and avoid that 70 car, so we still have a race on our hands. Good avoidance by everyone there to keep that from being a caution, as now Garson Muyoung has dropped to the back, and I think that now leads all the Toyotas together. But now the outside line's going to stall a little bit more again as Kyle Watts makes a move down to the bottom. He wants nothing to do with this fight.
Well.
And now Nick Rutten has dropped to the back as well. Garson Muyoung has lost the draft, so our small trend there of every car in the field being in the pack has now died. But what we have ended up with is a field of about 10 or so cars singled out at the front. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Toyotas on the top. So it's an all Toyota top row, including the car you would have never expected to be a Toyota, our good old friend Winston the Wolf. Seriously, why is he in a Toyota?
Who did it? I need to find them. It's a crime.
It's all Toyotas up there, with the exception of Flandre Wilson. Kyle Watts, who jumped down to the bottom a couple laps ago, he's now moved his way back up there as well. So maybe now it was 2 Fords leading the pack, the top line before. Now it's all Toyotas with the exception of the 23. So maybe that manufacturer alliance might be able to help them. I'm not quite sure. It's a lot more mixed in terms of manufacturers on the bottom. You got a Chevy leading, then a couple Toyotas and a couple Fords. So we'll see what they can do, and they are already making moves. Aiden Lacasse is taking the opportunity. He's now brought himself up to that top line, so he's now leading the top in that number 84 Ford. So the all Toyota train, with the exception of Flandre, is now with the exception of Flandre and Lacasse. So it's pretty much not even an all Toyota train anymore. It's a majority Toyota train.
It looks like Lacasse.
And apparently the Toyotas don't like that. They're already going 3 wide, leaving
Oh!
Lacasse in the middle. And there's contact. It's the big one here at Daytona. 78 up and over. Several cars involved. The 66 is in it. The 41,
Winston
the
almost made it.
51, the 00, the 45, the 31, 91, 09, 10, 78, 10, 24. Half the field involved in a massive crash there in turn 3. Someone on the bottom got tagged. I think it was the 88, and just nothing anyone could have done. A massive crash here at Daytona. That is officially the big one. Like the one back at lap 12, it was a big wreck if you were the 26th, but overall, that was a medium one. This one was the big one.
It looked like the
That was a check up
88.
on the bottom.
Yeah, 88
Yeah.
just checked up. No one else for anyone to go.
The 88 checks up, gets tagged by the 81, and just
Crap.
after that, sends the 91 around and just completely roadblocks the entire track. Nothing anyone could have been able to do in that one. Hard lick for the 87 of, or the 78, I mean, of AJ Rodriguez. Get hit up on his side and then starts barrel rolling down the banking after a hard hit there.
The news from Aria here. We believe the 88's shifter unplugged, which was the cause of the checkup.
Paula Aziz barely got through that one unscathed. And just not a lot that a lot of guys could do. Kalen Bevan got it in the 00, and one of his one-off starts got a good piece of that one. Actually, no, he actually got around it. He had to go down on the grass to do it, but he got around that one. My bad. Thomas Troxel went in there flying, ended up taking a good chunk out of 66's rear end. And in the 51, that was the main car that ended up creating the track blocker. There was just nothing you can do on the checkup. Got squished between the 45 and the 91, and he was just along for the ride at that point. I think it'll be an easier time saying who wasn't involved in this incident than who was, because that is at least half the field alone.
Well, they just went in and out of pit road. Jerry, for the first time tonight, is not your leader.
Good job by the 31 getting around that. He barely got through unscathed, but he managed to just hold the brakes up on the top, able to make it work. He did get into the wall a little bit, but apart from that, no damage to that 31 Toyota.
after pit stops. Jovan Anderson, your new leader.
First lead change of the day. First Toyota up front.
For 93, reportedly no second gear.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
And it's currently running it in third here as we go through the choose. And that's going to cause quite a few guys to go to the top. Jerry's going back up there, the 92's going up there, and the Tawny's going up there. A lot of cars. It's gonna be. It looks like it's about the same as last restart, a bit of a mixed bag. A lot of cars on the top, a lot of cars on the bottom.
Not quite halfway yet. They'll still have to pit at least one more time. So we're about to go green here.
Been quite a race already, and we're only halfway. We're not even halfway there. We still give us about like 5 laps, and we will be. So as we come through the tri-oval, through the restart zone, we are under green. Jovan Anderson leads us away. 55 laps to go, and because of that lack of second gear, already doesn't have a good start. And that's going to give Dagenhart the lead. Kyle Watts up second. Now back up in the fourth he goes to the 93. Now up to speed, but those restarts have really been hurting him all day without that shifter. I don't know if he got that from the last incident with the gear failure. I'm not quite sure, but he saw himself nicely in the fourth place now after that. But it is the 87 of Noah Dagenhart leading the field here in a Toyota 1-2-3-4 at Daytona. Jerry Cook still in the top 5. Hasn't quite been able to get rid of him yet. And Jerry, now that he's no longer leading, I think he's want to go to the outside a little bit, but that outside line hasn't quite got up there. It's only 4 cars on that top line so far. So he might have to be content with this bottom now for a little while longer until they get out there. But before we had that big one, that was probably the most aggressive we've seen the field so far, especially out of that 87. But we are still going. '93 now has made their way up to the top along with Jerry. I think that '93's having a little bit of problems. He wants to. I think he regretted his decision. Jerry also got lured up there when he didn't want to, and that's going to allow quite a few people to get around them at the outside line as we get going.
Alexander Gonzalez Greene took big advantage there. 2 free spots for him.
Well, first time we've seen him in the top 10 today, actually. He's up here in the 4th position. So yeah, that big one's definitely shifted up the order quite a bit. Everyone's still on the lead lap currently. We did not lose. We surprisingly did not have any DNFs from that big wreck there, but you can definitely see as you go towards the back, quite a few people struggling pace-wise after that one. And a lot of them are just content to ride around in that back till the end to try and play it safe up to this point. But it's an all Toyota top 4 on that bottom line. The Toyotas have gotten themselves in control of this race. How long will they be able to keep it? Probably not long. An outside line already trying to make moves. A couple cars back there can't decide whether they want to go to the bottom or not. Starting with Nick Rowan. He finally decides to go for the bottom. Hey, Zach, do you have a volume adjuster for your stream?
Is there something wrong with it?
No, I'm just wondering if we can do a crank it up if that's possible.
I don't have one specifically for NR, but like if I turned up the volume, it'd turn up like y'all's volume too. But
okay, so there's no way to turn up the game volume then.
I mean, I could turn it up. It's just it's not specifically the game.
Without going like into like the game settings, I mean.
No, like I could do it from the stream, I think. Pretty sure, unless it's already like at max.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Alright.
Which is a neat little idea.
Taking a look at our stream chat here. The 66 and 27 and 14 and the 10 suck.
Good to know.
Beef. We have got beef.
22, wow, 22 people watching the stream. That's insane.
And to
Thank
those
you guys for
22
stopping
people,
by.
as we cross the line here, we're only halfway there. Woo!
Halfway
woo.
there. Halfway there. Halfway there.
50 laps
Halfway
in the
there.
books, 50 more to go, and Noah Dagenhart in that 87 continues leads away. Kyle Watts second, Daniel Rodriguez third, AJ Rodriguez fourth, and Flandre Wilson rounding out your top five.
Greene.
Most Daytona races in our leagues would end right here, and we're only halfway there.
We're only halfway there. Retiree number 3 on the day, the 51 of Steven Gibson, is officially out of the race. That leaves us, we started off with 36 cars, we're now down to 33.
This just in from the SCR camp. They are now singing to pass the time.
What the fuck is going on over there? I don't even have a straight face for this man. Like, what? What are they singing? I need to know.
Okay, I'll ask.
As a correction, the 51 did not end up retiring. He's now back on the track. He just ended up falling out. So, back to 34 cars on the track. 51 was about to be dead, but he decided to get one more in.
They were doing Squidward on a chair. You want to know why I know that? Because I heard Winston going Squidward on a chair.
Squidward on a chair!
That is a reference to the fact that we're halfway. No, Connor. It is not Winty in a Toyota. It is Winston in a Toyota.
It's Winston.
Don't
Get it
tell
right.
him it's the same person. Technical issue number 2 on the day for Tala Aziz. So, he has been hit by another one. He's
Yep,
not going to go another lap down.
This came through from Aria.
I am faster than Aria. In terms of information, not in terms of speed. I am slow. That's
Fernando
why I'm
is
in the
faster
booth
than
and not
you.
on the track.
Setting my stream quality higher apparently sets me back.
So, you know what? We're about halfway there. There's 4 of us in this booth. I say we all pick one driver that we have been looking at so far in this race. You know how Fox Sports has their ones to watch? I am stealing that. That's mine now, alright? That is now part of the Zach broadcast. I don't know why I said mine.
Cheese
Oh,
food.
never mind! We have a spin in turn 3. Oh, the number 03, the number 31, the 00 involved.
Is that a caution?
Heard
And that is
something.
going to be the caution out.
Just heard something coming out of the Winston camp, so I want to assume Winston was either close to it or involved.
I believe that'd be referring to Kalen Bevan that was involved
All right.
in the camp. 00 got a good chunk out of that one.
Times riding in the back. Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes definitely does that. So we'll save that one to watch
Sometime.
steal for later. So now we're under caution.
We'll also
Overcooked.
save this next segment of SCR information until we clear this caution. Just got blocked.
So it looked like there was a checkup, and then the
Checkup.
31 got in the back of the 03, and then they're wrecking under caution. It looks like now.
Bruh. Yeah, so at Koziginson, there was a checkup there. 03 has a checkup due to the 57 in the way. 31 could avoid in time, and just nothing that 00 could have done. Nowhere they could have gone on that one.
I think Aiden Lacasse, I'm not sure what happened there. Under caution between Aiden Lacasse and E41. I think the 84 just came in too high.
Quoting the 74 of
Done the
hang
brand.
on, I have my brain has had a moment here. My bad. All right. Quoting the 74 of Dunlaprud after that most recent caution, he said, and I quote, "My butt was puckered up with that sudden checkup." So definitely not one that he was expecting.
Yeah, some more info out of Aria here. The driver was not paying attention, therefore the incident in the back. That'll be a contender for Pendejo of the day. Oh my god. I guess if you want some more stuff out of the
Pit
SCR
road
camp,
is
someone
open.
began singing Skibidi Toilet and it was immediately
Okay.
shut up by everyone else.
Thank God. If it,
She spelled Skibidi wrong.
Honestly, that's probably a good thing.
It's almost as bad as spelling it in the first place.
The sweet summer child.
I think for the first time today, I've seen Jerry Cook take tires, and another problem on pit road. This time, Aiden Lacasse has gone around.
Goes Thomas Troxel.
So we're getting to that point in the race where they're going to start thinking about fuel a lot more than before. Before it was just, all right, gas and go, fill up the tank, we're all good to go. That's a car going around on pit road. I just saw that. Now with 44 laps to go, we are approaching that pit window where if a caution comes out within this next 4 or 5 laps, you can make it to the end of the race, therefore making it a fuel mileage race. Of course, the way the cautions have been coming out every 10, 20 laps, it doesn't look like that'll be too much of a factor, but it is something to keep track of.
Indeed, as they work their way out of turn number 2 here, they're going to be choosing this time.
Looks like Tyler Mellon get a little bump there to Aiden Lacasse, since why he spun out. Not sure what happened to
Leading
Thomas
and
Troxel.
new leader, Kyle Watts in the number 21. He has had within a month he has had quite a good record on the plate racks. He did win the DSRA Daytona 500. Now trying to pick up the even more prestigious IFAR 250 Daytona race. But that 21, I had a feeling he'd be a threat here on the Super Speedways, but it's been mostly a Toyota day outside of Jerry Cook. So
Well, I don't think they're going green this time.
they are not. They're going to hold it on for one more lap, which means what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the one to watch segment now. So out of all 4 of us, each of us will pick which driver we're looking at today. If any of us steal each other's drivers, tough luck. So who wants to start?
I will start. I'm looking at that number 8 car, Jerry. Is he the 8 or the 08? I can't remember. Anyway, Jerry Cook. That man, I'm pretty sure. Sorry.
Oh no. What happened? The segment's already gone to hell.
No, I said Jerry Cook, and I just heard Winston from across the fucking room go, "Steaks!" And I don't know if that was directly reference to me or something in the chat. Anyway, Jerry Cook, pretty sure is locked on most laps led at this point. I don't think anybody else can catch up to that. And, he's fallen back a little bit here through the motions of the cautions and all that. But if he can get back up to the front, I don't think anybody else is going to take it away from him. That's my pick, number 8.
I'm going with I'm going right now in terms of what I've seen. I'm going with the 92 of Joshua Clements. Apparently earlier I was wrong. There is a 3rd Diesel Motorsports car, and he's been quietly up here in the top 5 for the majority of the night. He's currently down in that 7th position as we come into the choose cone, but Joshua Clements could be a driver to look for, especially with his teammates of Kyle Watts now up there at the front as well.
The stream is so far behind now. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just streamed away.
Zach, you're next.
Yeah.
Ethan, you can go ahead.
Still here.
Ethan? Hello?
We got, ladies
fall
and gentlemen,
asleep?
we have a dead body in the broadcast booth.
Oh.
Well, I guess with that in mind, I'm going to pick Noah Dagenhart. They've been pretty solid. Fresh off a gnarl win yesterday. I imagine that consistency will carry over here to IFAR. We'll see if they can get that victory lane here for the IFAR 250.
Well, there's
just
our
said-
ones to watch.
Whoever you guys pick.
I know
also
Alex
stinks.
wanted us to keep this semi-professional. I don't know how semi-professional having a dead body in the broadcasting booth is, but we're not going to worry about it.
We'll manage.
Not at all. I'll call the morgue. Or do you want to cremate him? Do you want to bury him?
Throw him out the window when the race is over.
Okay. If anybody in the grandstands wants a free corpse, there you go.
Alright, we are back under green. It is Kyle Watts leading us out underway here. Pretty much an all Toyota top 5. As we are on lap number 58. Almost, we're almost there. We're working on it. And I think for the first time tonight on this restart, not a great start by that bottom line. This time it's the top side that's a little more organized. So we might have a race on our hands here, folks. Every other restart, that bottom line's been far better organized on the top. this restart, it's a bit different. This time, the bottom line is going to get themselves organized, leaving themselves quite a big gap, and we are 2 by 2 by 2 all the way along this along this front pack here, and they're going to stay side by side as they come off turn 4. 2 Diesel Motorsports cars fighting for the lead here on the tri-oval. Who's it going to be to lead this lap? It's going to be Kyle Watts, but never mind. Who the hell's the 92? Oh wait, no, the 92's Clements. Why was it saying he was in third?
No idea.
Never mind. My game had a moment for a second, but don't worry about it. So it was Clements. I think that's the first time the top side led a lap today. And can they continue that push? They got Jerry Cook up there. He's led more laps than anyone else in this race. Rodriguez up there on the top as well. And that bottom line still can't get themselves organized. They're 3 wide back there.
Yeah, Flannery Wilson on that very bottom
We got
line.
3 wide for 9th right now with Muyang, Malin, and Wilson there. 3 fighting for that top 10 spot. 3 by 3 by 3 on 10th back. And they are just trying to get every position they can. These guys have officially gotten racy. We're at 40 laps to go, and these guys want these positions. They want to be up there at that front. They want to win this race. Is it too early? You gotta ask.
Yeah.
Down the back straightaway we go. Kyle Watts back out front here at Daytona. Still can't quite get himself clear of his teammate in the 92. After that, it's the 20 and 87 pushing them still. 63 and 8 in the third row behind them. Garson, and oh, trouble, turn 4. That's Tala Aziz. Made contact with another car. Someone's gone up and airborne.
I'll be seeing that here about 10 seconds late, apparently.
It was a hard lick between Tala Aziz and the 41 of Blaine Davis. You mentioned earlier that SCR camp was concerned about that 41 car.
Oh.
And lo and behold, the prophecy has come true, although I think it was not the 41 at fault. A hard lick into that outside wall here in turn 4, doing it for Dale, as one would say.
Oh.
That one might have been
Daniel Rivera gets a piece of it. The 88 gets a piece of it. A 4-car wreck here on turn number 4 at Daytona.
Just like I said, we're in that sweet spot now. 40 laps to go. They come into pits, take a full tank of fuel. They will make it to the end of the race. And yeah, as you said, Zach, that does look self-inflicted from the 14.
Yeah, 14 tags the 41, spins down 17, and just goes head on into that outside wall. A hard lick for that 41 car. Tala Aziz is looking at kind of flip. He got on his side, roofed into the catch fence, but he did not go over, so he did not flip, I would say. He had a Michael McDowell Daytona Coke 0400 moment. I would not clarify that as a flip, though. Almost, not quite.
A lot of hard hits tonight. Wow.
Another close one for Winton.
I think that we've had cars going. We had 2 flips already today, but that Blaine Davis hit there on the outside wall might be the hardest hit so far tonight. Just got tagged and just ended up going head on into that outside wall.
Makes you glad that he could have done that.
That would have been fatal in the next gen.
Yeah.
That would have been death.
Okay, and the race would have ended in the first 12 laps after that fucking flip. So, ladies and gentlemen, 30 laps to go. I don't know, the stream's way behind. We're getting there. We're approaching the end.
Yeah, streamed
We're
away.
approaching the end of this race.
Ooh. I don't know who led that race off pit road. I think that was Clements that time. Thought that was been Watts. Nope, it looks like Watts got up. Jerry Cook's gonna go back up to 3rd. I don't think we had anyone stay out. Everyone came down pit road as usual. The back end of that 14 is all torn up there as he sits on pit road right now. Not a great day for that 14 car.
88 also having a rough night.
Imagine, I believe the only driver in the SCR camp who's had a good day has been Jerry in that 8 car.
Well, I mean, in terms of IFAR drivers, Jerry is one of the more experienced guys. Only 1 championship behind Alex for tying the record. So, I mean, that's not really surprising on that end.
Yeah.
But after right now, as it sits currently, is now a Diesel Motorsports 1-2 with Kyle
Where have I
Watson,
seen this
Joshua
before?
Clemens leading the field.
Where have I seen this before?
Choosing this time, looks like.
And a lot of cars going to the outside line there. Jerry wants his lead back, it looks like.
Want to see some more Diesel Motorsports domination? Tomorrow night, Lime Rock Park, DSRA.
Yippee!
I will be there no matter what. Unless if they call me in at work. I need more
Watches
hours.
Brayton Laster falls 3 laps down.
First road course of the season, right? Yeah.
Yep.
We only have 2. But damn admin in that league, and I don't even know my.
Back under Greene here at Daytona, lap number 62 on the books. On to lap number 63, and it's Kyle Watts who leads us away.
Gino Bononi around in the back. Single car, looks like.
Well,
Yeah, it's just the 24 itself. Didn't you
big
pick
checkup,
Gino Bononi to win this race earlier tonight?
No, I had him at, well, yeah, actually earlier, but I didn't pick him recently.
I meant like back in like when we had our picks to win, not our ones to watch.
Yes, yeah, I did.
That pick is not aging well.
oh, that was a checkup.
Yep.
Yikes.
Alright, well, looks like everyone's now worked their way back to the bottom again. I think they've learned their lesson from that last restart. But one thing to note, currently in 3rd place, Tyler Mallon. I believe he has IFAR's highest win percentage of a clean 50%. So he has about a 50% chance of winning every time he comes here. He currently sits in that 3rd place spot right now. I don't know, has he won? He won an IFAR?
Let me ask.
Actually,
Aria.
Tyler Mallon's the most recent winner in IFAR. He just won Homestead last season.
No, now he's up here in the top 3. Here at Daytona on the lap as we come make our way towards lap 65. The outside line's getting a little bit more momentum. Jerry Cook leading that top. Kyle Watts leading the bottom. In the turn number 1 we go. 200 miles an hour these cars go as they come into these corners. And they are 2 by 2 by 2 by 2.
Oh!
These top 8 have broken away. And there's contact at the front. The 92 goes around and he's going to go on his side. And I think that's going to be a caution here. Something happened there between Jerry and Alexander Gonzalez Greene on the top, which caused Jerry to get way loose and take out the 92 there. Everyone had a great job by everyone there avoiding that. And somehow the 92 not only keeps it going, I don't think he has any damage from that. And on top of that, I'm surprised that that car did not go up and over. That thing for sure should have been upside down by then. But kept it from going over. I don't think he has any damage. I think we're all good to go.
I think he's alright.
Well.
I think that was server. I don't think that was... Might have been warp or something. I noticed they were getting kind of close on exit.
Yes, Mallon has won Daytona before. So. What has Tyler Mallon not done in IFAR?
No, maybe that wasn't a... No, 92 slid up into the 8 there.
I
I
guess
don't know
on
if that
my
was
side
a
it
server thing.
kind of looked like warp. I know they were getting pretty close there, so he might have made contact, like in
I
actual
believe it.
reality.
Yeah, I think 92 ended up sliding up into the 8 there. I think that's what caused that.
Fortunately, I don't think anyone got any really bad damage from that.
92 kept it off the wall and everything. No one else hit him.
Cost some guys a few spots, however. I don't know who the leader is now. It's
Ruby Estes right now planning on their pedals. They're moving around a little bit too much for their liking.
that right? Hold up. I believe AJ Rodriguez was able to take the lead. Is that right? Okay,
Oh,
no,
he
no, no,
didn't-
no. It was
didn't
Watts.
pit,
Everyone
that would do it.
pit. Okay, I was confused
Yeah.
for a second.
Alright.
If you guys staying out.
Yeah, yeah. First time we've seen the 78 up here at the front. First time we've seen the 74 up here at the front. You new guys up here at the front of the field. They've spent most of their race chilling at the back. Now's the time they want to make their move.
Wow, Watts lost quite a few spots there on pit road. Went from first to quite literally last, I believe. There's a few guys behind him, but slow stop or something happened there to Kyle Watts on pit road.
Someone has failed Winston Wolf.
Yeah, looks
I
like
don't
he
know
had
who failed.
looks like he had roof damage there for a second.
Just realized Winston's in the top 10 now. Huh?
Yeah. I said a lot of guys stayed out. New guys up at the front. One of them being the third Diesel Motorsports car we've seen up here at the front today. AJ Rodriguez. He leads us off. I forgot that the 93 had a gear failure, and that bottom line is going to suffer.
Holy moly. Aiden
Yeah.
Lacasse lost a ton of spots there.
I forgot that Jovan Anderson does not have third gear. And problems, that's the 09 of Winty. Something happened there on the start. He got up to fourth due to the 93's technical issues.
Yeah, looks like he's stuck in third gear.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, stuck at
Yep.
third. Does not
He
have
lost fourth.
maybe.
He lost 4th.
That is the worst gear to lose here at Daytona. That's the gear you need most, especially under Greene here. That might be race ending. For
That's
the
race
09
over.
there. Yeah, you cannot recover from that one.
Back to the lead. Tyler
You
Mallon.
need that fourth gear to even stay with the pack. So losing fourth gear, that might be it for the 09 tonight. Back up to the front, not a great restart by a lot of guys actually. Now Tyler Mallon is back out front. Jovan Anderson second, Blake Keeneland third, Alexander Gonzalez Greene fourth, and Tony Dagenhart back up in fifth. So after one lap, most of our guys from the front before are already back up here. So the guys that stayed out did not gain much from that.
Big run from the 63.
Yeah, these guys are getting really aggressive now. We're getting to the later half of this race. They want to make some moves. They want to get up here. They want to stay up at this front. One guy is, they're actually 3 wide a little bit back there, but one guy that's now worked his way up here to the front. He's not in the top. I don't think he's in the top 10 quite yet. Here, when we cross the line, is he really only in 25th? Why are you only in 25th? That's not 25th. There you go. You fixed itself. All right, never mind. So yeah, right outside the top 10 and 11th right now, Thomas Troxel does not have the best day. He's had a pretty quiet day, but has a lot of issues on the side. Got involved in the big one, ended up falling out. Had to serve some pit road penalties. He's now back in the top 10 on the lead lap. So this race is long enough that hey, if you have some mistakes, if they're early enough, you're right back in the fight. It's not quite over yet. As Tyler Mallon, out of turn number 4 onto the trail here, leads this race away. Alexander Gonzalez Greene in second, and Dagenhart in third. All Toyota top 4, top 5 if you include that 93, who's currently fighting Cole Rodriguez in that Ford up at the top for that 5th position. But yeah, one thing interesting about that 63, he has the most championships here, but he also has won the last 2 IFAR 250s. If he wins tonight, that will be a record-setting 3 wins in a row at this one specific race. So he might have an opportunity to get to pull that off tonight. He currently sits second here as we're coming to 30 laps to go. So if Alexander can pull this off tonight, he'll pull off something that has not been done. I don't think anyone even has 2 IFAR 250s to my knowledge outside of him. I think there's one other person that's won this race twice, but I don't remember who. I looked at it at the start of the race and I have forgotten since, but he has the opportunity tonight to do that a 3rd time, and it looks like he's got good company with those other Toyotas around him to help pull that off. The 09, despite being stuck in 3rd gear and being stuck 25 miles an hour slower than everyone else, he's still going. I think he's going to finish this race, regardless of how many laps down he'll be.
Currently about 30 miles an hour off the pace. See how that does for him.
He's gonna take a go at it. We'll see how that plays out, back up to the front here, it is all Toyotas. That's really all I have to say right now. Not much else is happening, just Toyota.
Toyota-thon is on.
Yeah, it's Toyota. Wake up, babe, it's Toyota-thon. George, you have any new insider information for us?
Unfortunately, no. Ever since Tala's wreck a couple laps ago, Ari has gone radio silent on me. I did just recently ask her who else has won Daytona twice outside of Alex.
Yeah.
But no info from her yet.
I see. So, one interesting thing on this current run, the lead car has just been chilling on the outside this whole time as opposed to the bottom like we've seen previously. Actually, the lines have now become so equal. It's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, except for Tyler Mallett, our race leader. He's unleashing his inner Dale Jr. and switching line between line, whichever line has the run first. He was up there with 63 for a while, but now that inside line's come with the better run, he's now evacuated to that bottom line. He wants to try and lead some laps. He wants to be up here in this front position. Can you blame him? Not really. That's where I'd like to be. I think that some people find that spot the safest. I personally find him on the bottom the safest. I don't matter what. It doesn't matter to me where. Just I want to be on that bottom no matter what. I have a escape road there for a reason.
Tyler Mallett, the second they went to the bottom opposed to the top lane just died. Holy.
You know, bottom lane got a bottom lane had a really good push there a couple laps ago, and that bottom lane not really doing a good job at recovering that. Right now, it's actually a couple Fords have now made their way back to the fight. The 78 Garson moving in the 88 of Blake Keenan. Those two, both Ford drivers, both up here in this front pack. So it's been mostly a Toyota day, but those Fords have been able to make things a little bit more difficult for them. Specifically that 88 of Keenan, the 78 Garson moving, and the 60 of Rowan. Those three Fords specifically has made things a lot more difficult for the Toyotas than they would like. There isn't exactly a manufacturer alliance that you see like in normal Cup racing here in IFAR, but I think it still exists to some level there as they put the 09 a lap down with that gear failure still. Gotta commend him for trying to finish this thing out. I would have just died. But, yeah. Jerry Cook has finally made his way back into the top 5 positions there in that number 8 Chevrolet. He decided this year that he was going to do it for Dale when he made the move over to Scuderia Carmona Racing, and you know what? I like it. The 8 just kind of works. I just like seeing it. It makes me happy. Ooh.
Three-quarters of the way through this race.
25 more laps to go, and it is Tyler Mallon out front here at Daytona. He's got Jovan Anderson behind in second, Blake Keenan in third, Garson in fourth, Jerry Cook fifth. Back to status quo after that first few laps of this restart, where it's now bottom dominant. Outside line has mostly fizzled out. I'm pretty sure almost everyone here, give or take 1 or 2 cars, can make it to the end of this race on fuel. So I think what you're seeing now is these guys are going to start playing it out smoothly here. Try to get to the end, and then in those final few laps, they're going to start getting a little bit more aggressively. Unless your name is Natani Dagenhart, he's already asking the cars behind there of the 20 of Rodriguez and the 15 of Rivera. He wants them to get closer to him. He wants to make moves. He wants to start pushing that 63 up to the front, as he said in that game chat. So, yeah, there's a few guys up there that want to be aggressive right now, but I think most everyone else, they're wanting to play this out until the final few laps right now. That's why you got so many cars just sitting there on that inside line. Is Ethan still dead?
Yes.
They haven't thrown him out yet.
We haven't thrown him out.
In the stream chat there, Connor Spalding, I believe, wanted to take the body, so meet you up in the booth after the race.
We'll take it to the highest bidder. Our starting bid's at $20, alright?
I think 20 is a bit too much. It started at 5.
I mean, the clothes on them are at least worth $20.
I mean, yeah, but
You telling me you're gonna sell those Nikes? I thought I placed dibs on those Nikes.
oh, okay.
I'm
I
gonna
call his
steal
wallet.
his J's.
I call his wallet. Ah,
Give
man,
me
I
the
should've-
keys.
Bryson is asking us to tell Tala to go faster.
Tala is P30 right now, on his own.
Yeah, Tala might be dead.
I heard someone spitting, but I don't see any smoke or anyone that's gone around. That's why, because Winty, despite sitting still in his pit box, the car is making spinning noises. That's weird. He's playing the sound effect that would play if someone's going around.
Wolf. Go. Yeah, Winty has now joined us in the stream chat. That is the first time he's ever blown a gear on NR.
Really?
And he's been playing this game for about 4 years now.
I feel like that's happened to everyone at least once. How is that?
Well, now it's happened once to Winty.
First time for everything.
It happens to Carl, like, on the daily.
Okay, but that's Carl. What if we did a live interview with Winston?
Fuck, I've got nothing better to do. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
we
all
do have
singled
nothing.
out right now. Only way we're gonna have a caution is probably by that 87 in its current right.
Yeah, let's go to the infield care center.
And by infield care center, I mean we're going to his room.
Alright, Tyler Mallon leads us away. 20 more laps to go at Daytona. It has been the 18 leading here on this most recent green flag run for the majority of it here. Most of the cars can make it to the end on fuel. I think most of them currently sitting in line waiting for the final 10 or so laps to make a move here. They want to make it to the end of this race, and they want to make it to the checkered flag. Hopefully your race winner. That's why people like that 87 of Noah right now are really wanting to get aggressive, make moves on that top line, but most of these guys right now, they want to wait it out until the end here. They want to wait out to those final 5 or 7 laps as we come out turn number 4
I'm waiting
to
for it
the
to go
complete lap 81.
So we're here with Winty. Hi. How's it going? I can see things have kind of made a turn for the worse. How was the race going up until that point? You have been involved in a couple of accidents, but you made your way up to the front in the pit cycle, and you lost your gear.
Is he saying anything?
He is. Fuck. I
It's
need
not
to hand him
coming
the
through.
headset. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time my gear broke. I don't really know how to process this. It's never happened to me. And pit stop. Pit stop. Yeah, I was hoping have to pit, which we didn't, and the caution came out. So just gonna stay out, save some fuel, and fortunately that happened. So that's the end of our day.
Wait, talk. I cannot hear you guys.
Go.
We're still here. Ethan isn't, but we're still here.
Yeah, no, I was just. Okay,
Steven's
I'm
little
turning
dead
up the
body.
headset volume. That way we can like hear you without the headset on. Speak to me.
Hello. We're having some mid-race technical difficulties. Hang on. Let's hear for a second as George figures out how he wants to do this bit.
Hello.
Hello, Winty. How's it going?
It's been better.
Who forced you to drive a Toyota?
Nobody. I made my choice on my own.
Why would
There's
you do
more
that to
Toyotas
yourself?
in the field than there are Chevys, so I was hoping strength and numbers of the same manufacturer would help me in the end, but I'm not in the end.
You're not even there in the end. So what changes do you think looking back on this race, do you feel like you wish you'd do anything differently, or do you just chalk this up to a case of bad luck?
It was just bad luck, honestly. I was hoping we wouldn't have to pit to the end, and I'd be up front, which we were, and was hoping it would all work out. I'm not sure where Tala is right now. I don't know if he fell back or whatever, but I was
He
hoping
just
me and
fell
him.
1 lap down.
Oh. I was hoping we'd be able to work together and stay up front, but I think he has damage of some sort, so I don't
He
think
and the
that would have...
66 have been stuck tandeming, both with heavy damage, and they just fell a lap down, and that has really singled out the field. That stretched them all into a single car line. Only 3 cars left on that top side currently, but we thank you for your time. Sorry to see your race end just purely the bad luck like that, and anything else you'd like to say before we let you go?
You heard it here first, folks. Let me grab
That
this chair.
was the driver of the 09, our Winston Wolf. So during that little interview part, they lead lap cars caught the lap cars of the 66 and the 14, and that caused a bit of a stack up. No one ended up going around or anything, but that has really caused the field to fall out in one big single file line. Only the 63 and the 8 are the 2 cars left there on the top line now. Everyone else is now retreated to the bottom as we are made our way on to lap number 87. Getting close to the end of this race. This part here where everyone's singled out now, I think everyone's now in the waiting game. They want to wait to make their move. They're waiting for the right time to strike. I think everyone can make it to the end here on fuel. Problems for Landon Lyle. He is currently coming out of turn 4. He's about to fall a lap down pretty soon. I didn't see when he lost the draft, but something happened there. As now the 63 has gotten to the inside, leaving just Jerry, and there's one other car up there on the top. That
Gibson.
is Eva Gibson. So still 2 cars up there at the top, but they are way too straight hard. They're gonna have to find their way to the inside here sooner rather than later, but it's still Tyler Mallon out front, Jovan Anderson second, Blake Keenan third, Garson in fourth, Flandre Wilson in fifth. And so we're nearing the end of this race. We're almost there. Do you think they can make it to the end under Greene, or are we gonna have one more wreck before this is all over?
It's gonna be hard to say. I think it's either gonna happen just before or just after the point of no return is my prediction on that.
I give it one more yellow. I don't have any trends to go off of, but if I know our 2003 drivers, we're gonna give it one more big wreck before we finish this race off.
Well, we'll see what happens there. On the lap number 89, that 18 might be a contender for most laps led on the day after this green flag run. They have just been chilling out there leading this pack. A calm day for them. They are coming up on the lap car of Landon Lyle.
Lyle turned on the TV yet?
They hit the Pentagon.
Ugh.
There we go. We used our 1-9-11 joke. All right.
There you go.
Professionalism.
Looks like he has some roof damage. That might be why he's off pace.
We're never being allowed in the booth
he's
again.
been one of those guys that had to take some pretty hard hits today. Because he will fall 1 lap down. And looking at the field, we are now entirely single file. So it's just waiting until the time is right to make a move. Will that be 5 to go? Will that be 4 to go? Will that even be on the white flag itself? Depends on where you are in the field. I think some of the guys further back might make the move here earlier. A few others might not see them make the move until the very end. If you're Tyler Mallon, you are probably in the most interesting position here. You're going to want to hold on that lead no matter what you can do, but those guys behind you, they are also going to want to win this race. When will they make the move to try and leave you behind? And can they coordinate together as they come across the line? 10 more laps to go. 10 more laps before we determine a winner for this race. And right now, it's Tyler Mallon out front.
During the entirety of the run, the best place to be is in the lead, because more likely than not, you'll be fine. The guys in front just want to ride out. Coming here to the end of the race, I think the lead is the worst place to be in, because you are a sitting duck. If a bunch of cars make a move on you, you lose all your momentum, you drop back. You want to be second, third, hell, even fifth, if you want to win this race right now. And I think our winner is going to come outside the top 5.
Let's see what they can do. Still single file. Lacasse trying to make something up on the top line work there. No one has gone with them. So that 84 is going to drop back quite a few places there. He wanted to make the move for that. He wanted to make the move to get up there, but he made it way too early. 9 more laps to go. It's just like, at this point, just a waiting game. Who's going to make the move and when? And in what group it is. Lacasse still trying to help someone goes up there with him, but no one is taking the bait.
It's like Darren Ingram there in the 45 let him in. Sure, that's Darren
Well, that
Ingram.
means we are now back to single file through
Holy
turns
moly.
3 and 4. Every single car, one by one by one by one by one, except Lacasse still up there. Looks like one of those cars. I think it was the 45. They were debating joining him for a second. They eventually went back down to their spot on the bottom. They've decided it is still way too early to go. But those laps are ticking by. Time is running out. You've got to make that move
He's into the wall.
sooner rather than later. Did someone die?
The 60 pulled out of line, and the 84 got put in the wall with that in mind. And Jerry Cook also going high to get around Aiden Lacasse.
And they're starting to want to make those moves for the back. Those guys at the back want to make those moves now. They need that time to get up there, but if no one's going with them,
Aiden
that's a problem.
Lacasse.
Jerry now in the wall.
Aiden Lacasse just put Jerry in the wall.
Well, there goes my
I think
prediction.
Lacasse was upset about something there, but I'm not quite sure what. Jerry also not happy about that.
It's just into the SCR camp. The Toyota drivers towards the rear of the field are planning on moving to the high side soon, so we're gonna start seeing some action here.
Well, they got 7 more laps in the bank right now. When are they gonna have to make that move? Depending on how far back you are, now is the time to do it. You won't have enough time any other way.
Yeah, I seen what Lacasse was doing back there. He was actually getting really good runs on the back straight, almost making up 2 spots on the top, but all that runs go away in the corners, so that's why he was kept trying that top lane, thinking it was going to work, and ultimately kept getting in the wall. I don't know what was going on with him, but that put him and Jerry a bit further back from this pack.
Yeah, right now, and it's looking like Watts is really wanting to move up there, but he just has no one to go with him. He's been inching up there, but the 87 obviously wants to go, but no one is. And actually, look at this. The field's starting to break into a little bit here. I think I see what they're doing. They're going to back off a little bit, build up a run, and make a run at it.
Holy
I think
moly,
that's what their
genius.
plan is here. 2:05 down the back straightaway. They are now going. Here come the Toyotas on their offensive. But I think they picked a bad time to do it. Lap car traffic in the way. That's Tala Aziz. They'll get around him with no issue. There they go. There's the move at the back at the very least. Two cars have worked their way to the top line. 5 more laps to go here at Daytona.
The time is now.
Yeah, those guys at the back, they're starting to make their climbs toward the front. If you are anyone else here in this top 10, you might want to wait a little bit longer, but that top line tries to crouch their way on up. You've got to decide when it's time to make that move.
Despite only being
Gotta
3
watch where the
cars,
momentum comes.
despite only being 3 cars, they're still making up good time. The checkup's on the bottom. It looks like Thomas Troxel
There's another
joins
group
them.
of cars on that top line starting with the 45 that might be able to catch them and help them with that move. In the meanwhile, the 31 and the 10 have joined them on that outside line now. So more cars starting to make the jump up, getting ready to go for it. 4 more laps to go. The 31 of Pedro Lucas now leading that top line in that Monster Energy Ford. I think that's a Ford. Is it a Ford or a Toyota?
A Toyota.
It's a Toyota. Never mind. All right, so the 31 Toyota, they're leading that top line now. Thomas Troxel also joins them on that top side. Down the back straightaway we go. Still a bit even with both lanes. If anything, I think that bottom line might have a better run there with Flandre Wilson getting a push from Dunlapred. Flandre Wilson takes the opportunity to join that top line as well. So more cars now making that opportunity. Laps are clicking away. These guys want to make moves. Kyle Watts is looking 3 wide in middle. We got a 3 wide fight right here. It's further there in the back for the top 10 spot. 3 more laps to go. Kyle Watts doing everything he can to make moves here. It's Tyler Mallon still out here leading this race.
Keep in mind, point of no return. Anything that happens here is not going to be yellow.
We're at the point right now. Right, but you'll see those guys further back now fighting, being aggressive, trying to get positions here. That top, I want to say that top 7 or 8, they are not going anywhere. They are still staying single file. I don't know if they're waiting on that top line to come for them, or if they are waiting until the last possible moment. But as we come out of turn number 4, they're only going to have 5 more miles to make a move here. Is Tyler Mallon still out here leading the way here at Daytona. 2 more laps to go at Daytona. I said
That side
Daytona
lane
way
is
too many times
falling
in that one
apart.
sentence.
I think if you guys spoiled their plans up there.
Maybe they went a little too early, but it's so hard to tell when you have so many laps left. Joshua Clements has joined that top line as well. His team, so that's 2 Diesel Motorsports cars tandeming with each other on that top side. Best to have a teammate in a situation like this potentially, but how long are they going to be willing to make a teammate? Big run on the top side between the 92 and the 21. They're going to get side by side there with the 91 for 6th. As here we come out of the tri-oval. 1 more lap to go. The 93 says he does not have enough fuel. He's sitting there in that 2nd place position. He doesn't think he has enough to make this final lap.
It's going to be interesting to see how that affects the finish. It just took the way
Down the
on
back
stream,
straightaway
dude.
for the final time. Tyler Mallon leading the field here. Something happened with Flundre Wilson at the back. She's lost the lead pack. As there's the 93 out of fuel. Contact at the back. Cars going around. It's another big wreck there, turn 3. But it's going to be Tyler Mallon out front. Joshua Clements in 2nd. Does he have enough time to catch him? It doesn't look like he will. It's going to be Tyler Mallon, your winner here at Daytona for the IFAR 250.
Wow.
As there's a massive crash in the back.
Caber Jamison flipped. Gonzalez Greene totaled. Christian Vargas, Troxel, Rodriguez, Cole Rodriguez.
Jovan Anderson ran out of fuel there on the back straightaway. And then some contact was made there with the 21 and the 87. And just a massive wreck there at the end.
This spectator.
30 people watching the stream, wow.
Take a look at this wreck real quick, then we'll get that burnout going.
But it's another Daytona 250 in the books for that 18 of Tyler Mallon. Just played it calm, running up at the front, and that all managed to work out for him as he takes home the crown here tonight.
Holy cow, that was the big one. Goodness. Even Gibson took Estes took a really bad hit there. I just
93 there kind of doomed the whole field.
Sure, a lot of guys are not going to be happy with Jovan Anderson after that.
Absolutely not. A lot of plows. Oh wow, okay. Gonna have some suspensions there too.
A lot of guys desperate to get a good finish.
And that's just the nature of these plate races, but it is Tyler Mallon, your winner here at Daytona. I think this is his 2nd Daytona win? Well,
yes. He has won Daytona before. Well, the moniker for this race, the most expensive night in America, I believe, continues to hold true today.
Yeah,
I don't think there was a single car there that was not involved in a wreck.
Yeah, there was. You're looking at it. It's the winner.
Well, yeah.
Gonna go to victory lane.
As that 18 pulls himself here in a victory lane at Daytona. His 2nd Daytona 250 win. And I'm pretty sure he got most laps led in that one as well. Overall, great showing by that 18 car.
Alright, we'll take a second here.
I think that's pretty much everything, and let's see, I want to go through anything else. We'll skip on over to the post-race interviews. We have a few people weighing.
Go in order of finishers. We got a few guys in the waiting room.
That's Joshua. Next up, if we're going in order of finishing, that'd be Joshua Clements.
Right. If Tyler gets in a little late, that's fine. We'll get him in afterwards. Let's go ahead and bring Josh.
Buddy was moved to your channel.
So, Josh,
Alright, so how's it going? God damn it, we have a 2nd corpse in the booth.
God damn it.
Man,
Okay.
I didn't think Josh died too. Gosh dang. Hello?
Hello?
We'll have him. We'll
Buddy was moved out of your
we'll
channel.
hold on to him for a while. Well, you know what? We'll wait.
We'll
wait
keep
for
the
him to
body
wake up.
fresh. We'll keep the body
We'll
fresh.
bring in
Yeah.
Tala Aziz. How about that?
How about that? Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do Kalen and then Arya last, apparently. Paula?
I can't
Buddy
drag
was
him in
moved
here.
to your
There you
channel.
go.
So Tala, not the night you were wanting in your first race for the Scuderia Carmona team. Patty, what do you think went wrong for you tonight?
Well, I don't know. Like, it's just, it was so hard to like kind of get the draft on the outside line, and like it didn't help. My game crashed like 2 or 3 times already as well, and then I was trying to get by the 41 car because I wasn't feeling too comfortable being behind him because he was going like all the way like from the bottom to the top and just not properly holding the line and stacking the lines up. And in hindsight, I probably should have just suffered a few more laps behind him rather than doing that, but it also didn't help that he kind of warped into me on my end a bit, so I could have probably been more patient there, but I mean, it's a first race. Things like this are going to happen. I'm just ready to go to the Daytona road course next week.
You feel like that's going to be a track that'll suit you better, or do you also have another set of concerns entering that one?
I mean, I'm not the best at that track, but I mean, as long as I survive that race, because for road courses, as long as you survive, you could get a decent finish. That's what I did in Sonoma last season. Just didn't make much mistakes or didn't bend it completely and give myself damage. I could probably give myself a top 10. And yeah.
Alrighty, one more question for you. New team, new season. What would you say is the biggest difference jumping over from mailing over to SCR?
Well, one, I'm driving a Chevy now. The Chevys look really nice in this game. Yeah, the Chevys do look nice in this game, but I mean, I can't really say there's differences. Yes, just been one race so far, so. But I'm excited for more races with SCR and hopefully like again like I did with Melling, learn a lot as well with SCR.
All right, well, thank you for your time. We hope next week goes a little better than tonight did, and we'll be seeing you then.
All right, thank you. See y'all.
All right.
Buddy left your channel.
Well, I say next we bring in the winner, of course.
All right, let's bring him in.
User was moved to your channel.
Hi.
Yeah,
Good
welcome,
Tyler.
welcome to the club.
How are you guys?
Ignore the dead body that is Ethan Mingoelli on the floor.
Oh, well, he'll be missed slightly. So
He's been sitting here dead for like the last 30 minutes. Daytona win number 2 here in IFAR for you tonight. Didn't really have to do much at the end, just had to hold your line and everything kind of fell apart around you. How would you say that race went for you?
I thought it went pretty well. I spent the first, 30, 40 laps just kind of hanging out at the back, avoiding trouble. Then I think I chose the right time to start pulling up through the field, and that fuel strategy kind of played into my favor there. I was able to pit and then get in front of the cars that hadn't pitted, so I had a bit of a buffer between myself and the other cars on my strategy. And I think everyone started running down on the last lap, and it just played into my favor a little bit.
Were you getting nervous anywhere there towards the end? I know the Toyotas kind of towards the back got linked up to make one big push, but they never end up getting up there, really.
I was a little nervous. I mean, you never know what those guys can do. They're all fantastic drivers. So, yeah, I had the 93 pushing me. Jovan Anderson, he's a fantastic guy. If you want to bring him up here, actually, that'd be cool. But
yeah, sure, why not? Bring him in.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's see what happens.
Was moved to your channel.
Hello. Yeah, no, he's Jovan was doing a fantastic job pushing. I wish he was able to hang with me, but I think we were on different strategies there, and it just didn't wasn't in the cards. But it was fun working with him. We always work really well together. We run a lot of leagues together, run a lot of races together, and It's a lot of fun.
Hello, broadcast people.
Well, there.
Hi. It
Ignore the dead
almost
corpse on the floor.
was the perfect race for you, Joven. You were pretty much in the front all day long, despite blowing. Was it first or second gear?
I ended up blowing second gear, coming off the pit road, of course, right after I got the lead, and that put me in a predicament pretty much the rest of the race. And that wasn't fun, and I feel bad if I ended up causing problems
Despite
for
that issue,
anybody
you were
else
pretty
in the
much in the top
process.
5 all day long up until the very end, when you just 2 more corners of fuel, and you would have probably gotten up either the win or settled for second if you stayed behind the 18.
Yeah.
Was it a mistake on the pit road not waiting long enough, or was it just bad luck there?
No, I took my chances. I wanted the track position. I could have very well fallen back and made sure I made it, and maybe in the chaos there at the end, I might have ended up where Joshua was, but I felt better just keeping the track position, staying up at the front, and just hoping that I got a caution or something right at the very end. But it didn't happen, and we almost were able to save enough, but we did all we could do there. Pretty much was the deal.
This was enough in the end. I guess this is a question for both of you. How much forward are you looking to next week back here, but at the road course?
You want to go first?
I'm not a fan of road courses, so no, I'm not looking forward to that.
Well, there's that.
For me, I think it'll be an interesting experience. I haven't ran with too many of these guys on the road courses before, or much in a long time. I don't consider myself too great at them, but my game experience has definitely helped me fare better at them than some other people. So we'll go out there and just give it our best and see how we do.
Is Alex using the version that has the stupid chicane on the front straightaway?
Oh, I have no clue.
Because if he's using that one, best of luck. Y'all are fucked.
Wait, which road course is it? I don't even.
I know it's the Daytona road course, but I don't know if he's
okay.
using the NASCAR configuration where they put the weird bus stop chicane on the front straightaway before pit road.
I couldn't tell you either way. It'll be different. I haven't ran that track in quite some time, so
we'll find out.
Should be for one of us. So thank you for your time, both of you. Both of you had pretty good races there. Just how the way it ended pretty much ended very differently. See you all next week.
Oh, thank you for putting it on. Thanks for the broadcast, and I hope people out there enjoy it. And I just want to say thank you to Alexander, Gonzalez, Greene, Jerry Cook, Cameron Jameson, all the admins here for putting on the race. I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate them for putting the time and work in to provide this product for us to be able to come and race. So I'm looking forward to this season and hopefully running more.
All right, well, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, so I think Joshua is still dead, so we'll bring in...
Yeah, LaPrade.
We'll bring in LaPrade, and then Kalen, and then we'll bring... I don't know if they're already...
Yeah, we might as well.
Zach, you're the only one that can do it. You're the only one that can bring him in.
To your channel.
There you go.
There you go. Oh, LaPrade.
Hello.
Pretty quiet race for you overall tonight. How do you think that ended up going for you with where did you end up finishing? Ended up being 19th, but before that you were running up at the top 10 most of the day.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty okay race for me. I didn't really do a whole lot. I did not qualify as well as I would have liked, so I had to try to tiptoe my way to the front little by little, not get overzealous. And I was able to get up there and run the top 10 some, and then got caught up. I think it was in that second or third caution, whichever one it was, that happened in turn 4, that somebody had some issues with their gear or whatever. That I almost thought that was going to end my night, but it wasn't. And stayed out in that final caution and gambled for track position, and was kind of stretching in on field, but I was able to make it work. Just whole schmozzle. I think the 93 was running out of gas, and that checked up the bottom, and then everybody went everywhere. I got hit from the right side, and that sent me to the grass. I tried to hit the brakes and turn left to try to avoid and shoot it back up the track, and front of everyone. It just unfortunately that didn't work, and just wasn't able to. It was just how fast I was going and all that. So apologize to anyone, even though that wasn't my fault, but still feel bad because that I mean, it's a chain reaction. Just it's chaos on the final lap at Daytona. It's not much else to say about that. But overall, I think it was an okay race. I think I was going to be satisfied with the top 10, maybe top 5 even, but just wasn't meant to be.
All right. One more question on the day. Next week we're back here again, but at the road course. What changes do you need to make to transition from the high banks here at Daytona down to the road course we have here on the Roval?
Well, you turn in left and right, and you're using the brakes, so it's nothing different to me. Just a road course, and yeah, I mean, just not a whole lot of. I've raced at that track a couple of times before, and I've done pretty well there in the past, so I think I can be able to adapt from being able to switch from flat out at a super speedway to turning left and right, using the brakes a lot, using the throttle at a road course like Daytona road course, and it's not innate. It's just becomes natural to me. So I think I'll have a good race there. I think, but there's plenty of other drivers that are going to be showing up there, and they're going to put on a good fight and for the win. And hopefully I can rebound from what was going to be a good day here to a kind of a not a great finish for me in the end, but yeah, hopefully I can rebound next week.
All right. Well, we'll see you then. Thank you for your time, and we'll let you go.
Yep, thank you all.
Or do we want to try Clements again?
User left your channel.
Try Clements one more time.
Let's try one more time, and then we'll try.
We'll
One more
do
time.
one more time. If it doesn't work, we'll just move on.
We'll
throw him out with
Buddy was
Ethan.
moved to your channel.
Hello.
Hello. See you live.
Hello.
He's alive.
He's alive.
How was everyone tonight? How do you enjoy the race?
Yeah,
Doing
doing
good.
all right. You ended up again had a really good day. Ended up coming home just 2/10 shy of the win here, second place tonight. Looks like you were part of that group of Toyotas trying to make something happen there at the end. How do you think tonight went for you?
Yeah, tonight was good. It was going well, and then lap 65, there was like just a little bit of lag, and then I got checked up, and then I ended up sliding on my side for half the backstretch. And then I didn't have damage, and my tires were okay, so I was like, okay, I'll just stay out because I think I can make it on fuel. And then I was like half lap short, so a lot of that last stint was just saving enough, and then hoping I could make one final push. And then when I saw Kyle and the other Toyotas on the top get to me, I'm like, this is do or die. And so I felt like we had a really good shot if the 75 didn't get into 91 and then get into Kyle, because the 93 was running out, Ty was all on his own, and we had this big line of cars. So it was really hopeful, but P2 was much better than I was thinking 10 laps ago.
Yeah, overall, no, I didn't realize this until the race started itself that you were over on the Diesel Motorsports camp. Is this your first race with them, or is this a team also last season?
Yeah, I've been with them
I'm not
last
familiar with BMS lore.
2-3 seasons. I mean, we've been friends for a while. We were in other leagues, and then I've been with them. And today was a really good result. I feel like we typically don't start Daytona well, so hopefully we can do a little bit more and push for a team championship with me, Kyle, and AJ.
Any changes that you would make to how today was run if you could, or are you overall happy with your performance?
Yeah, I guess in hindsight, I don't know. I feel like there was opportunity that I missed, but that was, I feel like second might have been the best, because I would either gonna be in the back, if I went and pit and had plenty of fuel, or I would have run out like the 93 did. So I think I maximized everything I could with the hand I was dealt with my wreck on 65.
All right. Well, overall, great result for you today. A P2 to start the season. We'll see you next week at Daytona again.
Yeah, hopefully we can do something at Daytona Road Course. Not typically road race it, but a solid top 5 would be very nice.
We'll see you then. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Buddy disconnected
All right,
from your
bring in
channel.
the
Was
beaver.
moved to your channel.
Oh God.
All right, enough of the nice guy interviewing stuff. All right, we're gonna hit you with the hard. All right, this is an interrogation, actually. All right.
Alright.
How the fuck did you end up in a Ford?
Okay, so I've in my entire NY 2003 career never ran a Ford.
Damn.
Like, where'd
That's
you get a
crazy.
Toyota today? Today was cursed as hell.
Fuck it, I'm gonna run a Ford.
I mean, it was mostly a day running towards the back for you. Got caught up in a few incidents. How would you describe today's race overall?
Well,
from your
I got
POV?
caught up in just 2, so that wasn't bad. The first one was the first caution, where a guy swam into the tri-oval. I didn't really have time to react. At first, I thought it was the caution that had been called that everybody checked up, but looking at the replay, I saw that there was just a guy flipping. So, and I couldn't see none of that. I was right behind someone. And then I did another incident, which was I think the second or third caution, where I just got clipped by a guy. I slammed into the wall, and that gave me aero damage, and so I wasn't able to suck up so well compared to the rest of the field. So when I went when we were double, I was able to pick through everyone, and then when we went single file, I just lost the draft in the end. I wasn't good at that.
Yeah. Yeah. So overall, I mean, it did end up being necessarily a clean race for you. You still managed to squeak out a top 25 finish.
Yeah.
How do you think, like, outside of your perspective, how do you think the race overall went with the amount of carnage we've seen tonight? With the
It was fun as hell. I had a lot of fun. I don't think I've had plate racing on NI quite like it. I think that genuinely this was really interesting to be a part of because like everybody was holding their line for the most part. There was just one particular individual. So that was very, very interesting with him. But everyone else held their line, was very fun to work with. Overall, probably the best plate race I've been on in Illinois.
Well, thank you for your time. I imagine you're in the same camp as Winty, where it's just the one-off for the 250, I imagine.
Oh no, I think I'm gonna run a few races here and there.
Well, in that case, you might see Kalen next week when we go to the Daytona Road Course. You might not. Just keep an eye out on the Starcom car.
Starcom.
Wait, are you gonna broadcast tomorrow with DSRI or no?
Probably not because I got work at 9 a.m.
Welp. Just me and you, Zach. We got this.
Let's go ahead and
and Ethan's corpse. Don't forget Ethan's corpse. He's been
Well, no,
here dead for
we're giving that to. Well, no, Connor's getting the corpse. Remember?
Yeah. But yeah,
Are you still there, Connor?
But yeah,
I need you to pick us up.
You guys better not forget Ayo down there. She's just waiting to take all the credit for Joshua Clements' victory. Or second.
What victory?
My bad. Yeah.
Clements isn't even our driver.
Isn't Clements a driver?
He's a
Motorsports
car.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You got the wrong Josh.
And even then, it was Tyler that won the thing.
Yeah, I find
all the SCR drivers. I knew. There's only 2 SCR drivers. It was Jerry and
Quick,
Paula
before
in
she
the
starts
race.
writing an essay.
Oh wow.
All right, well, let's go ahead and bring in the IFAR founder in.
User was disconnected from your
The
channel.
OG of OGs, the reason we're all here today. And I'm talking about IFAR, not because she created any of us. That'd be kind of weird. Hi, Aria. How's it going? Thanks for feeding me the info.
Hello. It's great to be here.
So, SCR's return to the series, a bit of a mixed bag today. He had the aid of Jerry led a good chunk of the laps today, ended up coming up short at the end, and then Tala Aziz who exploded. How do you think this return for the team? What kinks need to be ironed out for a rough start like this?
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you have two drivers of a high performance like that and you have such results, I think you have to look at the positives. And I think tonight, Jerry got the pole position, Tala qualified quite well. Unfortunately, most of the incidents were race incidents that were out of both of their hands. So, in this sense, we have to look forward to the rest of the season. It's a very long season, longest in the series history. And there are going to be tracks that, favor us more. We knew coming in that it would favor, NSR, the Toyota teams, of course. But, we did what we could. And now it's just about looking forward to the next set of races. Daytona should be good for us, like the road course. Richmond should also be good for us. And, it's just about keeping the team morale high, not getting too caught up in how this race specifically went, and just looking at the positives and moving forward with it.
Alrighty. So what made you have the decision to bring SCR back from their hiatus?
Right. So, of course, SCR is the longest serving team in this series. We've scored a point in every season. Really, what kickstarted it was Jerry offering to come over to make that historic switch to the team. So that was what kickstarted it. And then from there, bringing such a three-time world champion of his caliber over, pairing him with Josh, who's been a multi-time race winner, a long-time driver of the team, pairing it with young, fresh experience with Kirsten Bell and Tala, I think it makes for a very exciting lineup. And, as I said earlier, going for the rest of the season, it's going to be very exciting to see what they can do. I'm looking forward to seeing what the chemistry is with them. It's been very good so far, but, long season. So hopefully we can get some more good results.
Alrighty, well, it's only race number 1, 14 more races to go. We'll see what SCR can do from here in their return. Thank you for your time, and I think that is we've got everyone that we have gone through tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll see you around.
Zach, do the thing.
Zach. Yeah, right. Forgot. Y'all got any closing statements?
Yes, I do.
Now that the race is over, can I be unprofessional again?
Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna bomb the NASCAR headquarters outside of Daytona International Speedway on January 24th, 2025.
Wait.
Okay, I don't know about all that.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess I will take over from here. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, right? Am I right?
I think so.
Yeah.
DSRA in our 2003 Cup Series heads to Lime Rock Park for its first race, its first road course race of the season. Kyle Watts, a lot of familiar faces you'll see there. Daniel Rodriguez, Carson Millian, Tyler Mallon, all with a shot to win. There is a little bit of a prize going up there. Whoever wins this race gets to be on Brayton last year's Daytona ARCA car. So you're going to want to keep track of that. I will be there to take you through the motions. Duo will be in the booth, Fuck, I already fucked it up.
I'm going to be running the show.
He's going to be running the show.
I'm not going to be in the booth.
Zach's going to be there with me. Ethan's dead corpse will be there with me because I think Connor's gone. So if you got a free schedule tomorrow, make sure you stop by. I'll be there actually live this time, so I can actually commentate and make comments on what's happening, not 10 seconds later. Yippee.
Yeah, stream delayed. Do
Tuba.
that sometimes.
What about you, my man? What is your closing statement?
I already made my closing statement. All right, Elton
He's gonna
Sawyer,
bomb.
I'm coming for you.
Ethan, my main man, Ethan, what do you have to say?
That was a great closing statement, Ethan. Thanks for making that. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and end it right here. Thanks for watching. Like George said, we'll be back DSRA tomorrow, and be sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you missed anything, if I missed anything, let me know, and catch you then.